Reese, you look down at the man that is laying on the floor of the bathroom stall in front of you, drained completely of vitae in your loss of control.
Not again. I text Vi.
What would you like to text them?
I fucked up.
Federal agents, down on the ground! You hear somebody beating on the door outside. Lula, you also, in the alleyway, looking at the body of the bouncer that you yourself have lost control and drained the last bit of vitae out of. Hear engines growling all around you and tires screeching and men yelling.
Hopefully I can get another premonition.
You're trying like wits and aspects. Roll it for me. Yes, Reese. They're beating on the door now.
Is there one of the high windows to the outside?
Yes, there is.
All right, I'm going to get on top of the toilet, step on the guy a bit on my way up, and break through that.
He doesn't feel a thing. Yes, give me your strength and brawl, and you can add your potence to it if you like there to see if you can bust through it in time. Alquist, right about now.
Yes.
You come flying out the window, fleeing the federal agents that are inside of your penthouse.
Fantastic.
Crashing down into the car in the alleyway. Across from you, in a well-known bar that you know Kindred like to frequent, you see it is surrounded by a variety of police, SWAT, all sorts of people that are aiming weapons, turning spotlights towards the bar, but it doesn't seem like anyone has noticed you yet.
Oh, perfect. I want to get off the car first off, dust myself off, and then go anywhere that is dark enough for me to hide for just a moment and understand what the hell's happening.
Okay, give me your dexterity plus stealth to see how well you hide yourself. How many successes did you get on your premonition, Lula? 6 successes. Okay. You feel your third eye opening in exposing yourself to the sight beyond sight and allowing the vision to come to you as you have done so many times over these long decades. And you get a vision of San Diego, beautiful and serene, in flames. Fire erupts everywhere as a large wolf comes out of the flames, enwrapped in smoke and shadow, that is howling desperately. And up from the south, a thick cloud of black darkness is coming over the entire city like a tidal wave and beginning to crash down over you. And you are back. And a flashlight shines on you and says, "Who is that? Down on the ground!"
Shit. Crap. I think Reese was around here somewhere. Fuck.
How many successes did you get, Reese?
10.
Reese smashes through the wall just over you, and you see your friend come climbing down. Lula is crouched over the body of the dead bouncer who accosted you mere moments before, and a man at the end of the alleyway is pointing a flashlight at you with a handgun. I said, down on the ground!
We gotta go now. I run toward the guy with the gun.
Okay.
I'm gonna pull out the 22 from my gutter, and I'm gonna follow suit behind Reese.
All right, Reese, as you go towards the man, he does try and shoot at you.
I activate fleetness.
All right. I think you were good.
Yep.
Okay. All right, let's see. Floor dice don't exist. Give me your dex plus athletics to see if you can evade his bullets on the way towards him.
Yes, sir.
Vi, where are you during all of this insanity that's breaking loose? You knew your friend Reese was going to the bar tonight.
I did, and I'm heading there now very quickly in a truck with my 6-shooter on my belt and my rifle up my side.
That is true. Having gotten a text that you may have received more than once over the years that I fucked up. Yeah. As you pull up, give me your wits and awareness.
All right. Oh.
Yes. The cursed roll, I know. Yes. Oh, what did you get for your dexterity plus athletics?
Yeah, 1.
Oh, 1.
Yeah.
Oh, only 1.
Yeah.
Center mass, the bullet takes you. Yes. But again, this is not an unusual experience for you. It's really more of an annoyance, only doing the one superficial point of damage. And you see his eyes widen with a very satisfying fear at the fact that he just hit you with a 9mm round and it basically had no effect.
I continue closing to get within the effective range of that gun.
You absolutely are on top of him. Okay, strength and brawl.
Yep. Gotta clear the way for Lula.
Mm-hmm.
Reese, we really should probably be going. I just had one of those things that my visions again. It's coming through. Anyway, all of this flames, lots of flames, lots of that doom.
Four.
Bang.
What was that?
Yes.
That was very nice, but also doom.
Come on!
Alquist, you see both Reese and Lula scrambling out of the alleyway over the top of what looks to be an unconscious police officer now, running around the corner. You know Lula by her extensive reputation, and you've run afoul of Reese once or twice as well. And by now you hear brr, 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 and flashes of light are coming out from inside the bar.
I'm just gonna run towards them then. Seems safer than the bar.
Okay? Once you start running, somebody turns and looks at you and says, "This is a secure area. Get out of here now!"
Oh, okay, fine. And then I leave.
Vi. You come screaming up in the pickup truck right about the time as you also see the two of them come scrambling out of the alleyway.
Also, I have activated Eyes of the Beast.
Yes. When you activate your Eyes of the Beast, the night illuminates, bright as day for you. And you notice a couple of things. Yes, the flashes are coming from inside the bar, but you see on the corner there is a man standing there sweeping. Like, none of this is bothering him. All hell's breaking loose 35 feet away. And he's just like...
All right. That's interesting. My main concern, though, is where they are. Do I see where they're coming from?
Yes, they are coming out of an alleyway.
I'm basically, what I'd like to do is pull the truck as close to them as possible, do one of those cool sort of like sad things, and I'm gonna jump out the car, do a little thing with my rifle, and be like, "Get in the car, I got you!" And just cover them. So if I see anybody like coming after.
Let's just see how well you pull this off. Give me your dexterity plus drive, which I'm sure is going to be fantastic, by the way.
I hope so.
I like where this is headed. Yes,
It's
Lula.
not.
You see your friend's pickup truck come pulling up as she attends to come and drift around to pick you all up.
Good, this will get us away from all the fire.
Can I roll my firearms instead of my... No? Okay, cool.
You can shoot the car, yes.
Okay.
This is going to be fantastic.
I think that's 2 successes.
It's 2 successes.
2 successes. You do, in fact, swing the powerful pickup truck around in time and pull the gun out to cover them. Presumably, you all start running towards the truck, right?
Yep, I'm gonna try to vault into the bed of it.
As you were vaulting into the bed of it.
Running with my gun, I'm gonna try and climb up as quickly as I can as well.
Okay, you were scrambling in. Vi, while you're covering them, the man who is sweeping just kind of puts one hand on his ear and is sort of like looking at you all. And it's like he's like talking downward.
Oh, alright. Is there anyone coming at the truck?
Not currently, besides the two of them.
Okay, I'm gonna put my sights on that man and aim for his head.
All right. Do you intend to take the shot? Or just waiting to see what he does next?
I'm probably gonna call out to him. Hey, you!
He sort of like looks up and then he just like stops and like sweeps and turns like he's just kind of making his way down the sidewalk.
Don't you go nowhere!
Who are you yelling at, dear?
He drops the broom and starts running.
Lula, get him!
Okay.
The sweeping man! Go after the sweeping man!
Run after him.
You're gonna run after him? Yeah, you're gonna exit the truck to chase the guy?
Sure.
Okay.
Go after the sweepy man.
Alquist.
That's
Yes.
being descriptive.
at the end of the block, as you're making your way through the alley here, you see the body of the bouncer, recently bereft of life at Lula's hands, laying in the alleyway. You see him go running by, and a moment later, Lula go running by, and behind you from the parking lot, you hear boots coming your direction.
How many do I hear?
Several.
Oh, several. Well, in that case, I want to run in the opposite direction because apparently combat doesn't work out for me.
Well, running away from the agents will take you in the direction that they are in. So
Let's do that.
Okay. You guys see, what does Alquist look like, by the way?
This, but more pale.
That is an excellent description, yes. You all see this man come spilling out into the street. Again, Vi, do you know Alquist?
Oh, very well, yes.
Yeah. You see him scrambling, and a few seconds later, bullets come whizzing past his head.
Gosh darn it.
We'll say controlled scrambling. I look fantastic while scrambling, just so we're clear.
It is a very gentlemanly scramble, yes.
Okay, I'm gonna start shooting the cop, shooting at him.
Okay. As soon as
You're gonna
he
shoot
come
at
up-
me?
No, behind you.
Yeah, we can-
Trying to cover
it's
you.
typical.
Yes.
I assume she's shooting at me.
No, I mean, she does point the gun right in your direction and starts.
Hey, remember.
Shut up and get in the
the
truck.
Oh, okay. I'm running to the truck.
Yes, Lula.
I'm going to activate Sense DMC.
Okay.
Three successes.
3 successes. As again, you take in the night, the only thing that you can detect around you is just a non-specific dread. In fact, you realize you should be able to pick up more than this. There's always the odd ghost, the odd spirit that's wandering around, the just hum and vibration of the city. It actually feels very muted and depressed. Like the spirit of the city itself is being driven down.
Oh no. No. I'm just gonna turn around and run back towards the truck.
Okay. Reese, you got into the back of the truck. You see the man run. You see Alquist coming your direction and Lula turning back as Vi is laying down cover fire. What would you like to do?
I look to Vi real quick and over to Lula as if to you still need me to get him?
If you can. If not, let's go.
Fleetness.
Okay.
I'm going for him.
You come bounding towards the guy. Just when you see him like reach down and pick something up and whip around and put it on his shoulder. The rocket flies right past your head into the bar. Boom! Flames and timber and splinters fly in all directions.
I told you guys, doom!
All of you roll your unspent willpower to see if you can avoid going into a terror frenzy from all of the flames.
Okay.
Does that include hunger dice?
No, no hunger dice and willpower. You also cannot re-roll any. Okay? Reese is ice cold in the midst of the flames.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
I got 4 successes.
Same thing. Vi, you 3, okay?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Again, all of you managed to keep your heads together in the midst of all of this.
We've
Presumably,
blown things up before.
it is just another Sunday. Yes. What would you all like to do next? As the building right next to you is now actively in flames. And the man is still in the street ahead of you. And he's like cracked open the rocket.
How far away?
Half a block.
Great. I'm going to run up, hit him, drag him with us for questions later.
Strength and brawl.
All right.
Vi, what would you like to do?
What's going on with the cops? Have I taken them down yet, or are they still shooting at us?
You have not seen any more since the building exploded.
Oh, no, that's a good point.
Mhm.
All right, well, I'm just getting them in the truck and then making sure Reese is good.
Okay, are you going to pull ahead to pick up Reese, or are you going to wait there for them to come back?
Oh, I'm going to pull ahead to get them as long as I got these 2 in the truck.
Okay, Lula, what are you going to get back in the truck when you come down?
Yes, and as that happens, Lola seems a little upset for a moment. Oh no, guys, it's that thing, and it's happening again. I'm sorry. Oh, hey, you two.
Oh, okay.
Fire.
Yeah, we gotta go. We can fill you in a bit. We gotta go.
Okay, last I know I was headed to an art festival. This looks like a lot of
We're
explosion.
leaving now. The art festival has ended. The art was not any good. We're just gonna go.
Was I just Lula?
Yes, we can talk later. Things are on fire now. We have to go.
There is a raging building right next to you.
Shit. Oh, come on.
Alquist, what would you like to do?
I'm just sitting in the truck, aren't I?
You're getting into the truck too?
No, I was already in it.
All right. In the truck, yes. Strength and brawl, yes. Same thing. Clock the guy completely.
Great.
Mm-hmm.
Over the shoulder.
Okay.
Going.
Into the truck.
Yes.
All right, Vi, as you pull forward with the truck, all of you give me wits and awareness.
Yep, all of us?
Yes.
I'm learning.
Another 5.
So that is a messy critical.
Fantastic.
Reese, 5, okay? And that is 5 of your messy crit, okay?
1, 2, 3, 4.
4, excellent.
Count.
I need another hunger die.
All of you, apparently all of you notice, and Reese, you in particular notice, around the corner at the end of the block, coming from behind you, you hear the roar of a diesel engine as a SWAT van comes roaring around the corner.
Oh, that's
Lights
fun.
blaring. Coming your direction. Right? You gonna punch it?
Yes.
Okay. Reese. They cannot catch you. You know, you're like, no, they cannot catch us. I won't let them. Okay? How many did you get?
7.
7 successes. You, Lula, although who's currently with us?
Judy.
Judy, you look back and notice at the top of the SWAT van, it's difficult to see behind the flashing lights. A lid has opened on the roof of the van, and somebody has come out
Minigun.
with a mounted weapon on top.
Guys, mounted weapon. Let's.
Okay, I go faster.
Give me your dexterity plus drive again. Evasive maneuvers in the big rig pickup truck. Yes.
You know, every time I see you guys, like, I feel like things explode. I missed you nonetheless.
It's a blast.
That's 4.
You all do hear
Hungry?
the-
I don't know.
yes, you include hunger dice in that.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Well, we know that the two of them were at 0 from the events that took place just before this, where they took
Yes, I
the,
would
yep.
have gotten.
Yes, yeah.
Oops.
Yeah, well, that's okay.
You know.
Yeah, I wasn't
Please
because
come out, please.
I just arrived.
Well, let's just check then. Roll one of these, and we will see what your default hunger is.
I got 1.
Then you have a hunger of 1. And Alquist, you can also roll one of these to see what your starting hunger is.
Thank you so much.
Again,
Oh,
we
we are.
established
No,
that
just-
both Reese and Lula had fed.
I don't know.
There you go.
Success.
Perfect. You also have a hunger of 1.
Should I just
Yes.
sick?
Yeah, you might as well. The gun on top thunders, and you are in fact able to evade Vi, and you see shop windows and things along the streets of the area of Old Town that you all are in. Which this is highly unusual because even though it's late at night, there still very much might be people in there. This is an unusual show of force. Yes.
I want to start going through the jacket of this guy that I picked up and dumped in the bed of the truck. I have a bad feeling I find a badge in there somewhere.
He's like, give me either your wits and either insight or investigation if you have investigation.
And while they're back there, I'm gonna yell, "Hey, there's rope back there. Tie him up."
Okay. As you go through, you do not find any ID of any kind, but you know tactical gear when you see it. Like, this is top flight stuff. This is borderline military. equipment that he's wearing. Under his, he did look like he was just basically like a janitor outside, so sort of a jumpsuit. Right underneath that top layer, flak jacket, full tactical. There's 9mm clips and a particularly elaborate crucifix.
I pin my forearm over him to
okay.
hit him down.
I see where we're going with this.
Who sent you?
You freaks are terrorists. You know what's gonna happen if you harm a federal officer.
Tempt me.
And he is like trying to fight. Of course, his strength is no match for yours, but he is like, fucking blank bodies. I knew it was true. Again, moving all around. What would you like to do, Judy?
Reese, who's this guy and what's he talking about?
Can I?
Oh, right. Anyway, I'm gonna start binding his feet up with the rope.
He tries to fight, but Reese has him completely pinned, so it is very easy to tie him up.
And I'm going to. Does Spirit's Touch work on individuals or just places?
Spirit's Touch would work on any items that he has on him. It would not work on him himself. It's like psychometry.
I'm gonna try and activate Spirit's Touch and touch if he's got any kind of badge or like any kind of.
Couldn't find it.
I mean,
Maybe
he's got the tactical vest, though.
Yeah.
Tactical vest.
So roll it, and I will tell you what you find. Alquist, yes.
I was just gonna. Excuse me, you two. You mind if I just try to see if I could do something real fast?
Yeah.
I want to try and mesmerize.
Yeah.
Like,
He's like, you think I'm gonna talk?
no, I don't.
Freaks.
I know. And I want to get up real close to him. Like, you want to tell me why you're here? Can I roll for it, I guess?
Here's how
I don't know
mesmerism
how things
works.
I
Mesmerism.
just make out with him hard.
That's true, but yeah.
Luckily-
Again,
What can I do? Let me
I've-
seduce this man.
I mean, in our normal game, she regularly seduces lupines. It's a thing that works. So mesmerism, he will perform a specific action, and he will do exactly what you ask him to do. So if you tell him like, tell me why you're here, he will repeat the words why you're here. You know, like he will. It's a Jedi mind trick. He will do exactly what he asks.
And make it so goddamn complicated.
Do you have
Or
any
literal.
ranks in presence?
Yes, so, what?
Do you have any ranks in presence? I believe you took some awe,
yes,
correct?
Yes.
So,
An
if
awe and lingering kiss.
yes.
I
So,
might just do it for the
That's
hell of
what they
it.
want.
here's how either of those things would work in context.
Yes, please.
Awe will allow you to add your presence dice to your social roll. So if you want to persuade him, intimidate him, if you want to like try and compel him with your words. What lingering kiss will do is if you feed on this man, he basically will become addicted to it and like constantly seek you out to have it happen again.
Fantastic.
Okay.
Let's do all of the above.
Well, if you would like to activate awe, are you trying to be nice to him right now, or are you trying to be mean to him right now?
I'm always nice. Come on.
What's the name of this power? Sorry, I was
Spirit's Touch.
Okay.
Red flags, buddy.
yes,
Red
I
flags.
don't know what's happening between you two.
It's fine.
So, roll your charisma and your persuasion, and you can add your presence dice to it.
Sick.
You know? All right. Would you mind whichever
Charisma
one
or
you're
what?
trying to do? Oh, it's aspect. Sorry. Okay. I was looking at thaumaturgy. Vi, what would you like to do while this SWAT wagon is on your trail?
What? I'm just driving, right? So I'm trying to lose them.
Okay. Again, give me your dexterity plus drive again to see if you're able to shake them.
That's funny.
Alright, so I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 successes.
Okay.
And the hunger dice remains blank.
They also got 5 successes to stay on your trail. So far they are not gaining, but you also have not lost them as you are pushing this truck through the streets of San Diego.
Oh no, I would like to go off road
Oh,
as soon as possible.
you're off roading it.
I got a good truck.
Okay. So Your spirits touch. You had 6 successes. So let's see.
Is it hot in here or is it chilly?
So, what this will allow you to do is you can know 3 pieces of information. What of this item, of who's possessed it, or things like in its recent history. So, what 3 things would you like to know?
Wait, say that again?
So again,
I'm
this
new
is
to this power.
roughly 3 pieces of information. So this is someone who has possessed this item, or events in the very near vicinity of the item. Like not necessarily someone who was handling it. Yeah. So what specifically would you like to know? Again, you can have 3 things.
Any bit of information that it will allow me to have that you want to give me as I'm.
This is not the only one. There was at least 12 of these vests that were together.
Okay.
He is the second person to wear it in the last month. And you also distinctly remember a man in black robes with a red cross on it, sprinkling water on the vest and saying words over it.
Yeah, I'm not getting a very good feeling about this, guys. I feel like there's 12 of these guys around here somewhere, and they're doing lots of the faith crap.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna throw my gun back to Reese and say, Reese, shoot him in the head and drop him off the truck.
Wait, but what about my thing?
Oh yes. So yeah, how many dice did you get for
I know
that?
you're
Your
doing things.
persuasion?
Stop trying to kill everything.
3.
That's what my
3.
character
So
said.
what-
So if
what
you'd
are
like to
you-
argue, that's fine.
We will argue.
What?
Let me tell you.
So what exactly are you asking him, and what are you trying to accomplish?
Good questions, both of those. Well, I wanted to find out where he came from and why what is he doing here, and why we're somehow caught in the middle of all of this. I don't know how to word that in a way to manipulate. So, yes.
He still very much is pinned under Reese, and he's like, I'm a federal agent. You all are monsters preying on innocent people. I'm here to stop you.
Depends on what side you're on. But, wait, you're here to stop us?
Yes.
Just us? How do you know about us?
Reese, please shoot him.
His hands are tied. He's like, look at you. You're on the cover of fucking Forbes.
I know.
It's like,
It's quite fantastic.
it wasn't hard.
To get on Forbes, yeah, it wasn't really. It's quite easy, actually.
Reese.
You done with him?
While
But
he's
hold on, he's an admiring fan. I want to know
while
more.
Alquist is flirting with this man, what would you like to do?
I'm going to shove the gun away for a moment, and I'd like to activate cloud memory, by which I mean I would like to induce a traumatic brain injury.
You actually cloud his memory. Okay? Strength and brawl again. He's like, it doesn't matter. You do what you want from me to me. You blank bodies are done. We got you all.
Okay.
3.
3.
Remember your blood die.
Not anymore.
That is true. You feel simultaneously fantastic but terrible about all of this, really. Again, he is immobilized and you are very strong. There's nothing he can do.
Yeah.
So he's like, yes, you don't understand. This is the end of all of it.
Aw, he's all tuckered out.
Pull over.
You are still very much being pursued by a SWAT team.
All right, then
Yep.
we'll hang on to him till we can.
So you do find a place to exit out into the desert. Give me your dex and drive again, and we'll see if...
So, a car chase is actually wits and drive, which I would prefer to roll. Cool.
Play to your strengths, but I'm going to roll their wits and drive also. But yes.
That's fine.
Yeah.
Yes, absolutely play to your strengths.
Oh, wait. Okay, I got 5 successes and then 1 on the hunger die.
That's only bad if that's the only thing you get.
It's
So
not.
yeah,
so.
so you
I'm
get
just-
5
I'm just
successes.
communicating everything.
You bust it over and like off, and you see the SWAT van turns and comes after you, but when it kind of hits the ditch, sort of like stalls out, and you can hear the gun shooting, but it's going up in an arc now because they kind of bottomed out for a second.
Okay.
And you punch it out into the desert. I assume you turn the lights off on the truck
Mm-hmm.
because you can see in the dark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Yes. You go screaming out into the darkness, and all of you see blue flashing lights coming from all directions that you were just coming from. And you also see the spotlight of a helicopter coming up in the distance.
Doom.
Yeah, Doom. That is exactly what that looks like.
Yep.
I've seen worse. I think we'll be fine.
Do you have a plan?
Oh, no. Not usually. It's kind of...
Great.
What would you all like to do next?
Jude, you still with us?
Yeah.
Okay, so when you weren't Jude, you said we had to get the hell out of San Diego. So,
Yeah.
Oh wait, hold on.
Hold on. Let me just. Sometimes we don't convene with each other. Give me a moment. Yeah, it was a mess. Just go with it.
Hold on. Nope, there it is. Okay, no. Ooh, shit. Yeah. We should. I mean, where do you guys want to go? I've
I feel
heard
like maybe we could call in a favor.
from who?
Him? I mean, I guess
He can't say no.
I'll make a call.
All right.
Who would you like to call, Reese?
I will call St. Valentine.
St. Valentine. What are you up to on this fine evening?
I'm in my haven. I'm wearing a rich purple robe. It's actually more like a sort of Big Lebowski kind of bathrobe sort of thing. I've got some slides on. I'm sitting, I'm reading a book.
Your phone rings, and it is a number that you have not seen in some time.
Okay.
That you know belongs to.
I have a V5 Razor, just so you know.
Right, of course you do.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's a very hot phone. Everybody's got one now.
Do they have razors for this edition specifically?
Yes. I answer it. Hi.
I see what you did there.
Hey, this is Reese Keegan. Do you remember me?
Oh, how could I forget?
Is it being jammed?
So we were in San Diego and it's burning down.
Oh, okay. So
We're coming north.
I figured you're looking for a place to stay, right?
That'd be great.
I told you you're always welcome. You only needed to ask.
I'm asking.
All right. Yeah, come by. If you could not bring whatever's with you, I'm assuming this is an emergency.
I mean,
Are you being chased?
they're good. Oh, okay. I looked down at the ring. Not anymore.
Oh, well then we're good. We're really good. Yeah, come by. Come through.
Okay, click.
What do you intend to do with the agent that is bound up in the back of the truck?
Dump him in the desert.
Slow down. Drop him.
I'm going to
leave
kiss him before he leaves.
Leave him. Actual lingering kiss?
Don't play
I
with
was
your
going
food.
to do it.
What's
normal,
his
but yeah, I can do that
status
too.
physically?
I mean, beat up because he took
But
the
is
hit
he
in the street
gorgeous?
and took a subsequent hit in the back of the truck, but he is alive.
No,
I mean, Reese's power against a mortal is significant.
So you can remember us?
That's why I hit him in the head.
Seems like he's got a pretty thick skull, so.
Oh.
Does anybody know if he was after us in particular?
That's what he said.
Like, well, you, but
He grouped all of us. Thank you.
I
Well,
wasn't on the cover of Forbes.
Specifically, Alquist.
Might be one day.
Alquist, recall, armed federal agents turned up in your penthouse.
Yep.
I don't recall.
Seems significant.
Yeah. That's
Is there
pretty
any reason to
typical.
leave this guy alive?
Me? Yeah, you should leave me alone.
Not you.
All right, I thought we were talking about me.
You
Sorry.
always think everyone is talking about
Ah,
you.
it's just
We
a
are
normal thing that
clearly
happens
talking
sometimes.
about the federal agent.
All
that
right,
we
fine.
have-
Let's get to the matter at hand. God.
Is there any reason to keep him alive?
Information, maybe. A fun pet.
Okay, I'm talking to the grown-ups.
I am older than all of you.
Pets are good.
Right.
If that.
I pull my gun out of the back of Reese's pants and I point it at his head. And I pull back on the hammer. Last chance. Any reason to keep him alive?
I just want to grab his face and just loving embrace. Like you
Are you saying this or are you grabbing his face?
No, I can also say I'm gonna grab your face and do that. I guess if you want me to. This is why we never worked. I just want you to know that.
Okay, I shoot the guy in the head.
No. You were always special because.
Ah! Well, see what you did now. Now there's a
might I-
mess all over my suit.
Might I suggest that before we bury him in the dirt, maybe we keep some of that tactical gear?
Sure, take all of it. You don't need to bury him either.
It is out in the desert.
Yeah.
You can take his stuff?
Oh yeah.
Okay. Again, it is all brand new, top flight.
Let's throw it in the back of the trunk.
Coyotes will get to him quicker if he's naked anyway.
All
make a
of
valid
you
point.
give me wits and awareness.
That's a really good roll for me.
It should. Don't jinx it.
You still need a hunger die in that though, right?
Yes.
Yes, hunger dice. Hunger dice is in everything.
Oh.
So does that substitute for one of your dice normally?
Yes, the hunger dice
You don't add it to
replaces.
it.
Yeah.
Yes, replaces.
Well,
And
that's a
and-
bad.
And your
You
hunger.
have a bad.
and
I
your-
have a bad.
A skull on the hunger die.
But is that in no other successes?
3 successes.
That's fine. The skull is only bad when there's nothing else.
Okay.
Not that bad. A different
Or
bad.
it's made contact with the bed of a truck.
Yes. All of you, while you're
I have 3, if you're curious.
while you are removing his stuff, because again, Reese, you'd already said that you were going to search him.
Yeah.
He doesn't have any identifying a badge or ID on his person, but he does have a tattoo right over his heart. It is in Latin, and I'm absolutely going to butcher the pronunciation.
There are at least 3 correct pronunciations of Latin.
I'm going to find a 4th wrong one. It says crux sacra sit mihi lux. CRUX SACRA SITMIHILUX. Crux sacra sit mihi lux.
Anybody speak Latin?
I'm good for like 3 words of that, but
Pluribus unum.
Of Latin or
cross something
on-
something my life.
Actually, you can give me intelligence. If I don't think any of you have the linguistics,
phone a
feat,
friend?
do you?
I do.
A Latin-speaking friend.
You
Do
can
have a
give
Tremere
me.
friend?
You can give me intelligence and academics. And again, I don't think any of you have the linguistics background.
I have
so
those things.
intelligence and academics.
I do have those things.
Well, roll it, and do include your blood die.
Thank you, Vegas Dealer.
Mm-hmm.
Ooh.
2.
And a skull.
Only if you fit.
So
2 successes.
you're sure it's Latin? It's old.
This is for sure Latin.
Yeah.
I have a merit in linguistics, but doesn't that just mean I get 1 additional language?
But I'm gonna let you add 2 extra dice to this because reasons. Yes. So, because Latin is very common to a person that is like expressed any interest in the study of linguistics.
So,
So,
Depending on the language.
Intelligence and what?
academics, and you can add 2 for your linguistics
Okay, cool.
because I
That's
am
good.
charitable.
Such a gracious God.
3 successes.
Between and how many did you I guess but you're like okay I went
I
to
got
high
3
school.
out of 5 words.
Yeah, that is true. Between the 2 of you working together to kind of try and deduce this, it means may the Holy Cross be my light. Right, Sean. In thug life over Zambs.
Okay.
Like, yeah.
In Old English.
In old English.
I
yes.
let them know what it means.
Mhm.
The FBI
May the
got
Holy
religion.
Cross.
What does it mean?
May the Holy Cross be my light.
I was just asking the character, but yeah, that works too.
Seems he's some sort of zealot. I think he's they must target kindred.
You called us blank bodies? What?
I think it's because we're vampires. Just gonna call it. Why? You already guessed that, didn't you? I knew that.
Where to?
So are we still like? Is there still a helicopter looking for us and like sirens everywhere?
I mean, as you made your way out into the desert with the lights off, you think you might have shaken them.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm shaking.
I've got things to get before we go south. But North. Where are we?
Usually I'm the one who's confused.
Long Beach is north of San Diego. We currently are in Los Angeles, and all of that is south of here.
And we should ditch this truck. So I reckon we get back to my place, get my other truck with the trailer, head north. Unless you got somewhere better to be.
A few places, yeah, actually.
Cool, and I'll just leave you here then.
No, it's
And we'll
fine.
head-
I appreciate the ride as always. So wherever we're going, I'm down to go.
If we're ditching this, should we just maybe call an Uber from the desert? Like, walk to the street?
I don't think Ubers pick up here.
I don't think they pick up in the desert.
I mean, they might.
No. There's an Uber helicopter I think they're working on or something, but
I mean,
other than that.
It took
are we
so
gonna,
long
are we gonna take the
to
truck
explain the concept of Uber. Please. Please, we can't. I can't do more. We'll drive.
Oh, yeah. Okay. But we're gonna take the truck that they're looking for back into.
Oh no,
It's outside
I'm
of town.
I don't live in town. We can get there without getting on the main roads.
Then great. As we would.
Heading to your place?
Mm-hmm.
Heading to your place. All right.
And is that what place is like? I got a fence with a trailer next to it and another truck and a horse. Like it's not like a building so much, except for the building for the horse.
It's a pied-à-terre for the horse.
So,
Yeah, the horse has a better like living situation in the desert than I do.
To be fair, it's living.
Yeah.
Already got one up on you there.
What's the horse's name?
Yes.
Ghost.
Thank you.
Yes, as you pull in, you see Ghost is clearly agitated. Is Ghost a he or a she?
Ghost is a he.
Ghost knows something's wrong with Mom and is like pacing.
Okay. Oh, okay. I'm gonna calm him down. It's okay, baby. It's okay. We're gonna take a little trip.
He's also warily eyeing the other kindred because he's okay with you, but these things are overtly monsters. Like,
Okay.
is this the same horse that you?
Yeah, it's fine. All right. I gotta load up my trailer. If y'all, I guess you don't have
Anything I can carry?
Yeah, get everything that you deem necessary at the truck.
All right.
okay, you're stripping the truck, you're loading
Yes.
up Ghost.
Yeah.
Again, as long as no one tries to touch him, he's cool.
Yeah. Please make sure to take off the plates.
Bye.
Okay, who is with us currently?
It's still Judy.
Oh, still Judy. Okay. Yes. So what is Judy during this?
Judy's gonna grab the slack jacket and all the stuff that she grabbed off of that guy and throw it into the new truck and grab her backpack full of all of her stuff. And she's gonna try and get another premonition real quick to see if there's any if we're making the right decisions.
Does Judy have any particular knowledge of firearms?
She has the same knowledge that Lula has.
Does Lula have any particular knowledge of firearms?
Yes,
Okay.
quite a decent bit.
Roll your intelligence plus firearms. You also can roll this because I feel like Vi has a particular knowledge of firearms. Does she not?
She did.
Okay. Does Alquist also?
I have 3. Yeah.
Then intelligence and firearms, same thing.
Is it a 22?
It is not.
Okay. No specialty.
I
Personal
has a
dealer.
specialty in rolling blanks. I got 2.
Okay.
Just
4.
2.
2. All of you, again, as you're looking at this, as you're searching what you took off of him, you do not find a sidearm, but you do find a clip. And the clip is a very unusual make. You're not quite sure what this is. They're not quite 9mm rounds. They're larger than 9mm, but they're smaller than 45. And they have an odd light blue tip is for the actual round itself. Has a light blue tinge to it.
Can I touch it?
You can't. Just, it's inert. I mean, it's a bullet.
Reese,
Just the tip.
just tip.
I don't know what the reference is. It has a
We'll
tip.
explain when you're older.
I am older than all of you.
Really?
Yes.
No.
Very unusual rounds, and there's 11 rounds in the clip, which is also an unusual load.
Yeah. Sorry. Hang on to it.
Hmm?
See if maybe we can find an expert later, but between these and they shot an RPG at the bar.
Reese, you know that it was full. There were at least 6 other kindred inside of there. At least.
This was an attack on San Diego Kindred.
And you 3 were in the bar?
Yeah.
You as well?
Hadn't gone in, no.
No. Why were you 2 in the bar?
It's a bar frequented by Kindred.
Well, I'm just asking because there's a bunch of cops and FBI agents and a man who you mutilated in front of me.
I'm not sure what you're implying, but it sounds off base. So let's get moving.
Vi, Reese, and Judy, give me wits and insight. It's not Alquist.
Not Reese.
You, and you, not you. You.
Yeah, right. Also not you.
So everyone
You.
but me.
Right. Yes.
So 1.
With 1. Yeah. You've successfully rolled to disbelieve. None of this is even happening. Yeah. Reese is going to wake up tomorrow in their room.
It would be so much better.
It was all good. Okay. This guy's shifty, but you're used to that. So you're like, I don't know what his deal is. Like, he's weird. Okay.
I'm the weird one.
Yeah.
She talks to herself. What are
Yeah.
you talking about? Funny ones
Doesn't
always.
everyone?
What? No. Where?
Loading up, heading to Long Beach.
Mm-hmm.
Load up truck trailer. Are you going to do anything else here to destroy any of the other evidence?
Oh, I guess we could burn the truck.
Because that won't raise any red flags. A burning truck in the middle of the desert while there's cops looking for us. Just saying.
I'm not
We have
particularly
the description of the
fan.
truck, but we don't know that they got the plates. And anyway, we can take the plates off.
Yeah.
Burning truck's more likely to point it to you, isn't it?
All right, we'll take the plates off, leave the truck, and then get going.
Get going. Heading north. Heading north. All right, so hey, you guys, welcome to Long Beach by night. They had to get out of San Diego and be heading to the LBC. I am B. Dave Walters, your humble storyteller, and I guess we'll do our very quick introductions here and who you will be playing. We will be meeting you momentarily.
So speak
Yes.
or don't speak.
Do, but we're gonna go to
You
you
stay
last,
silent.
so we'll
the
start
whole
over here.
time.
I'm Malcolm Gersh, Different Elves on Twitch and Twitter, Instagram, and I'm playing Saint Valentine.
Hi, I'm Ash Minnick. I'm astronaut44 on the Instagram, moonclad_Ash on the Twitters, and I'm playing Vi. Bye-bye.
Sam Gillette, playing Reese Keegan.
Melee, and I'm playing Lula.
A number of Lulas. Wait, we'll do you last. We're gonna go right into
The
what's
best
happening with
for
you.
last.
Yes.
Oh. I'm D'Artagnan Italiano, and I'm playing Alquist. Let's see. Sure, the pleasure is all yours, I guess.
Again, these games are, we are adjacent to LA by Night. This is non-canonical. This is our own story, but all of these events are in continuity with the events of the games on my Patreon. So patreon.com/BDaveWalters. There should be a number of Easter eggs and nods to all sorts of things.
You mean I'm not playing Eva right now?
I mean, but are you though? Plot twist. Secret Eva.
I was pretty sure I was playing Aventry.
That's what
the
I'm
whole
saying.
time.
So what this really is Eva and Fiona are playing vampire. This
not
is
meta.
their home game that Victor's running. Here we are. No, it's
We're in
not
Griffith
that.
Park.
Please don't get mad at us, Jason. We're not.
that. It's not
you know,
that.
forget we said that.
Yeah.
Okay. So 2 weeks later. First, tell us who you are, and then we will say what is happening.
Hi, my name is Josephine McAdam. I'm JCVIM on all socials, and I am playing Valentina Sartori.
So, 2 weeks later. Valentina Sartori, you find yourself outside of Club Maharani. You have been staying there semi against your will since you were recovered
Yes.
in a raid on an Inquisition safe house where they had a number of kindred that they were holding.
Mm-hmm.
When you were released from your stasis, you had an unfortunate hunger frenzy, which resulted in you getting shot by Baron Victor Temple with his excessively large firearm, which did significant damage to you at the time. He is a very large man, yes. Which did excessive damage to you, which
It did.
took some time to recover. And honestly, even though you regained the use of it, your undead flesh is still scarred and not completely recovered from the burns inflicted.
We can cover that up.
You can. Once it was clear that you were fine and had recovered your wits about you and kind of got interviewed a few times, you were in fact free to go because you were a rescuee and never a prisoner. And now you find yourself on the streets of North Hollywood, missing a few weeks of your life.
It's fine. I'm just gonna center myself a little bit. You know, I felt something in the air. Sometimes it just comes to me. I'm very receptive, and I just think that my old friend might be back in town. I have a feeling, intuition.
Mhm.
So I'm gonna give Val a little call because honestly, I don't want to go back to my home. That's where they picked me up. I'm unsure about its security.
Okay. Val,
Mhm.
again, some time has passed. You now do have new house guests that have joined you in Long Beach, and your phone rings again with your old friend's Val's number on the caller ID, who you know to be both wealthy and influential.
My second favorite Val.
No.
How you doing, hon?
So, well, about that. I have been better. You see, you haven't seen anything about me in probably a few weeks now. I know you try to keep up as much as you can. But I was recently shot. Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Yes, I was shot.
That's terrible.
It was terrible, but you know, I will survive. I was wondering because, well, you do have a marvelous place, I know. I
You're too kind.
was wondering if maybe I could make a pit stop by yours before heading back to mine, because
Of course.
I'm afraid of who might be watching it, if I'm honest.
Oh, geez. There's been a lot of that lately. But yeah, I have other guests over. But you know, there's always room. There's always room for you. There's always room. I don't mean to put you off or anything.
What kind of get you usually have such wonderful guests? I'm sure I'll enjoy it.
Oh, well, this is a little. These folks are in a situation a little similar to yours. A little resting up. I don't want any conflicts. So.
Anyone I know? I do know an awful lot of people.
All right. So, out of character question, have I been sworn to secrecy by any of you about who you are, or not to?
If you know anything specifically about me that you feel you should know, then yes, please keep the secret.
Okay.
I believe honesty is the best policy. So
No, you don't.
All right. Well, you
Saint-
know,
well, I
as
will-
long as you're.
I will tell you this, sorry. Saint Valentine does know Lula is very famous in kindred circles.
Oh yeah.
Whether or not you disclose that, you know that
Yeah.
that Lula is well known for their medium powers and oracle capabilities.
I didn't swear you to anything.
Okay.
You're going to use your good sense.
I'm going to use my common sense.
And she would have been totally fine with
Yeah,
you telling
you are.
people that she's there.
Yeah, now I think about it, you probably even know some of these people, and who knows, if you're not friends now, maybe you will be. So yeah, come on by anytime.
Oh, no heads up? Oh, well, I do love surprises. I'll be there soon, Val.
Thanks.
Bye.
Actually, now that some time has passed, everyone roll one of these hunger dice. I would say you are definitely at one, Valentina, because they wouldn't have let you leave on an empty stomach.
That's what I figured.
Yeah.
Baron Temple is so hospitable, after all.
And was deeply apologetic of having shot you, but you were about to diablerize someone. You were out of sorts. You both just sort of, agreed you weren't yourself at the moment.
I'm thankful to him as well.
Again, the only thing you know, Valentina, is that the Inquisition did have you in custody.
Mm-hmm.
You're not quite sure, again, where exactly they got you. Your memory is sort of hazy. They had you in some sort of a suspended animation. Apparently, they've got some liquid they're capable of submerging kindred in that kind of puts you in a state of near torpor. And that is how you were found.
Like a little facial.
But terrible, yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like to stay in the positive.
That is all true, definitely. It gave a shine and sparkle to your skin. That is correct.
You did something.
How would you like to get to St. Valentine's Place?
I would like to call up a respectable vehicle to drive me down.
So that's
Someone reliable. Perhaps one of my contacts. Could
someone
provide.
reliable. Got it. When you send the message, you get a reply back saying, "Good to see you. I'd heard you were in Milan."
No, I haven't been in Milan for a hot second.
It's like, oh, that's weird. Guess I heard wrong.
Yes, you did.
It's like, well, I'll send somebody right over.
Thank you.
And mere moments later, a very large and very shiny sedan pulls up. They let down the window, and the woman driving leans out and says, "Miss Valentina?"
That's me.
She hops out and opens the door. It's like, if you would.
I get in the vehicle.
And she's like, where to?
Long Beach, I suppose.
When you hop inside, there is...
By night.
When you're like, I would like to go to the hashtag LBC. When you get into the car, there is where the wet bar should be, there are a row of blood bags hanging there. And there are 3 people sitting there just sort of looking at the floor. There is a young woman, there is a young man, and also an older man. And when you hop inside, they just like perk up for a moment. And they're like, "Ma'am, can we get you anything?"
I recognize them?
No.
No? I'm good for now. Thank you so much.
They're like, yes, if we can be of any service.
Of course. I have particular tastes, though, but it is much appreciated.
Understood, ma'am. And they immediately go back and just like look down at their feet. And the car starts driving. So, did anyone not pass their rouse checks?
I got a win.
Good, so
No,
you feel a little peckish.
I am. Different town.
Feeling a little peckish.
Little peckish. Now that you all have gotten somewhat established, St. Valentine, what is your haven like? You all have been in Long Beach for about 2 weeks now.
It's connected to like a house up above. It's quite an old house that a family still lives in, the Cruz family. And inside though, like it's dug into the hillside, and it's just like it's the most like goth basement ever. Basically, like it's got parts from my old stage shows and stuff like that. So it's all coffins and crosses and black furniture, and it's just the most over the top like goth, bachelor pad basically ever. But it's got a library and a whole bunch of other things dug into the guest rooms. So, yeah. It's nice. It's a bit over the top.
Mm-hmm. And how have you all been spending your nights these last 2 weeks since you got here? Like, Alquist, what have you been doing?
What have I been doing?
With your time.
Well, I'll tell you. Probably just been hanging out in the library because that's where I find my solitude. Is in that dusty old goddamn goth library.
Mm-hmm.
Also, I hate your place. Just so you know, this is terrible. Everything about it.
Oh, so you
disgusting.
love the library, but you hate
So many things I would change. If you just gave me a week, I could make things flash and look fantastic. You would be a whole
To
brand
you.
new you. Yeah.
You know,
Anything closer to me
you sound
is
just like
near
my agents
perfection.
from back in the day, honestly. And
Well, they were right.
And this is what we ended up with. Okay,
They
so
clearly did not know how to direct you. I take everything back. What I just said about them being right, they were wrong. Terrible. Good thing you fired them. You got me now. I can make things so much better for you. Let me show you. And I start
your taste is terrible.
moving things. I'm like, you shut your mouth. You shut your mouth right now. And I start moving things as I'm saying this. I'm like, if we just take this out here, put a marble countertop here, it'll be perfect. You'll love this.
You're so bougie.
It's gonna be.
dude. Oh, I hate
Can
this.
you
Stake
not
me
agree
now.
with me?
Stop talking.
Please stake me now.
In the time that you've been here, have you been attempting to lay low, or are you still publicly running your business?
Oh,
even-
publicly. I'm
even
very in the front in everybody's face.
right. Even if you're hiding the fact that you might be like sleeping here,
Yes.
you're not attempting to like hide.
No one knows where I am, but yeah,
Got
I'm
it.
for sure.
Who is with us currently?
Someone new, actually, that has just presented himself after the events of San Diego. A Ventru by the name of James.
You all realize Reese and Vi. You never met James before until the events of the harrowing escape from San Diego.
I hate that they do this. I hate that they all do this. Everywhere I go, I look like I'm ready to go into battle. This is. How are you guys?
Is
This
that a
evening?
bad
It's
thing?
nice to meet you.
You can wash it
No,
off.
it's me. I'm Reese.
You know, I can when I'm home, but see, when I'm not and I'm in public, then I'm just the weirdo.
No one. You're already a weirdo, and no one's here.
Just makeup
It's
wipes.
just us. That's it. Who are you?
Weirdo.
Did I
Name's
say
James.
something? Hello, James.
James.
Nice to meet all of you.
He's just upset because I'm hotter than him.
It's debatable.
That happens a lot.
Nice to meet all of you, by the way.
So, what's your story, James? Where'd you come from?
I mean, you know, you've been around
Sure,
San
it's
Diego
heredity.
for a little while.
Mm-hmm.
Checking out some of the real estate around there.
Okay.
And some of the local chicks.
Okay.
But yeah, that went down in flames, didn't it? We're here now. Great.
Fire, doomed, I was told.
Apparently.
How has Lula been spending her nights these last 2 weeks? Lula et al. The coterie within the coterie. How have they been spending these nights?
Lola has a tendency every night to do her little psychic readings. She sits there, she does a little tarot reading. She throws the shells, and when she can, when she's her. And then neatly lays out all of the clothes within her bag so that they don't get wrinkled before she goes to bed, which is a different shirt for each one of the alternate personalities. They all kind of have one little thing that they carry with them that pretty much lets everybody know who they are. She's keeping them from getting wrinkled and trying to see into the future.
And Reese, have you been spending these nights?
I've been asking Val some questions about the kindred community here, who to talk to, who knows what, any kind of interesting rumors. I don't directly ask about some of the things that I'm interested in.
Give me wits and streetwise.
Yeah.
And we're going to see how well you've gotten the temperature of what's going on out there and how has Vi been spending this time.
So I've been spending a lot of time alone, just hanging out in Ranchos Palos Verdes in the mountains. But I've also recently, because the terrain here is very occupied, so I've recently reached out to one of my contacts who works at zoos and wildlife preserves, and I would like to get nighttime access to the local wildlife preserve in Long Beach.
You found that, well, actually, do you have the contact's background?
Mm-hmm.
So give me wits, streetwise, and you can add your contacts to it. And I'm going to tell you what you found out. What was it?
Spend a point of willpower to get up to 2 successes.
Okay. It's weird, actually.
Yeah.
You know, everybody knows about the clusterfuck in Los Angeles. Vannevar Thomas, you never met the guy, but both Vi and Lula have told you he's an asshole, and Suzanne, and he's got like some like weird sorcerer dude. It doesn't make sense.
Yeah, no, I didn't cross the bridge up there, no.
Yeah, no. So, you know, don't want anything to do with that.
No.
Over in the valley, like all the barons and things, like it all seems all well and good, but it's just like shit's constantly going wrong. Like how many times are they gonna have a filming accident before it all just burns to the ground? Like one of Temple's clubs got blown up. There was a shootout.
Who's Temple?
Well, he's the man, one of the barons. You've heard. There is.
You probably
That's
haven't heard of him.
disputed.
He's
That's
not very
This is
good.
true. It is undisputed.
Barely.
Everyone knows. No, he's very good at what he does. No, there was a shootout at Hollywood and Highland right in front of Abrams' place. Like, I mean, it's just insanity. And then down here in Long Beach, where there's too much action in LA, there's not enough down here. Like, there should be more kindred. It's a rich place. It's a popular place. Like, as you kind of out on the streets, like, there should be more happening, and there isn't. Yes. What did you get there, Vi?
3.
You found there's been a lot of weird paper shuffling around the Los Angeles Zoo. And every time you're trying to get access to Long Beach, you're like, I don't even care about the LA Zoo. There's been a rash of mysterious animal deaths. There was a strange gas leak at the LA Zoo, and there's been odd reappropriation and opening and closing of exhibits. And so all of the resources and everything seems to be routed that way.
Mm-hmm.
And you keep getting hung up in red tape where it's like, well, you have to fill out these permits. And you're like, no, I'm trying to go to Long Beach. Like, I just want to get into this place. And
Okay.
you keep
I'm not trying to above board get into this place.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be let into a back gate at night sort of thing.
Got it. All right. It might be able to work something out for you though here if you look. Yeah, right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. But you know, there's a lot of
Thank you.
a lot of eyes are on the wildlife community of Los Angeles. And St. Valentine, how have you been spending these nights since your new house guests have arrived?
I'm actually a little upset because I've been wanting to hang out with all of my guests and talk to them and all that sort of stuff. But I've been dealing with the local council, which is the local homeowners association, which has been problematic in the past because of some of the louder parties and stuff I've had. I mean rituals, that kind of stuff. So yeah, I'm trying to deal with them a lot of the time when I'm actually up at night. I'm making phone calls and trying to send emails and that kind of stuff. But yeah, so I haven't had actually that much time to spend with that many of you.
While you are in your study on another phone call, talking to another pencil pusher, because the only people manning the comm at 9:30 p.m. at City Hall are interns.
Yeah,
way overpaid people.
It's frustrating.
They're like, sir, you have to come in at noon tomorrow. That is when we're taking petitions.
That doesn't work for me. We're going in circles here. Can I speak to your manager?
Yes, at noon tomorrow.
No, I need somebody right now.
I mean, sir, I'm the only one here. This line is open as a courtesy.
Why is it that people can seemingly make complaints at this time, but I can't address those complaints at this time. Do you see how unfair that is?
Sir, noon is the agreed upon time for casual society. It shouldn't be too difficult to come in for your time then. We've tried to be accommodating and not give you an 8 a.m. I could try and move it earlier if that'd be easier.
How early?
I mean, we're open from 8 a.m. to 5, sir.
Oh, you gotta work with me here. You really gotta work with me.
I don't know what else I can do.
I really need something. Don't you need something? Maybe I can help you get something.
It's going to go to adjudication soon, sir.
No. I'm not talking about your job. I'm talking about you.
Give me your wits, or give me your manipulation and persuasion, or charisma and persuasion, whichever is higher for you.
Okay, I mean, let's see.
Vampires.
I don't have any dots in persuasion. This is not my choice of how to do this, but I have.
How would you like to do it?
Huh? No. I'm saying, I as a player have no problem with it, but like my characters, this is not their strength, and they know it. So
You're like, can I interest you in cash?
So I roll a hunger die as part of one of those?
Yes. So you replace one of the black dice with your hunger dice.
I have no successes.
But at least you don't have a bestial failure.
No.
You're gonna be on TMZ cursing the guy out.
I'll hold.
He's like, sir, I have reached the limit of my ability to service you today. Please hold for a short survey. Click.
Yes?
Val, it's me.
Hey, Val.
Oh, hey. It's so good to see you. Oh, I can just feel you've made some changes.
Oh, what color is my aura today?
I'm sensing so much purple.
Oh, you know I love purple.
I do. Oh, just show me around. Just introduce me to everyone. I hope you're well.
Oh, yeah, I'm great.
So, what does Valentina look like?
She looks like this.
Right.
I woke up like this.
Yeah.
Hashtag woke up like this.
Woke up like this. She's covered some scars and marks on her arm to the best. Well, she didn't do it. Someone else did it for her. To the best of their ability, and she's all poise and grace.
And who's with us currently?
James.
James. What does James look like?
James just has the hair pulled back, kind of looking around, probably thumbing through some of either Val's clothes. Aren't you? You know
stay away from my clothes.
No, you do have a button up or something. There's like
not for you and you
girly
persons inside.
You know, we could be friends.
We could be, but you decided to be that.
Excuse me. Conditional on you staying here is that you're respectful to my other guests.
Then I will not speak.
That works for me.
I'll eat him later when he's not looking.
Valentina, you overhear this exchange between the two of them, yes.
I've seen you before.
Have you? Someone who knows class.
Oh, I know who you are.
Do you?
Yes, I read a little article on your business. Interesting.
Seem to be at an impasse here, for I do not know you.
Alquist,
Odd.
give me either wits in streetwise or wits in politics, whichever is higher.
Well,
in the meantime,
Wits and politics.
what I mean, venturing
So I'll
and
just do
venturing.
wits
What in the meantime? What does Reese look like?
Just
One
came
success.
a little bit short of 6 feet, a fairly athletic build, not as much a lifter as something fairly wiry and bulky, maybe
Like a basketball player?
baseball,
Okay.
soccer, a little too short for basketball, unfortunately, but we work with what we have nonetheless. They have pink hair that they've been feeling a little bit self-conscious about lately. It is very distinctive, not great for the laying low. But
And what does Vi look like?
Vi, it looks like kind of like basically a modern version of a cowgirl, sort of like whatever she can buy that she feels comfortable in, always in boots and jeans.
Just a lot of Duluth Trading Company is what we're doing.
Yeah, she's got like blondish hair that's sort of like always messy but kind of looks okay. You know, that kind of like, why does your hair always look good? You clearly do nothing, sort of thing. You know, and she is like a beautiful woman that clearly does not care about that. But you know, one of those like literally looks like she just walked in from the desert.
Because you actually have the looks merit, correct?
I do.
And you do too.
Oh yes, I
And
see.
you do too. Right, yes. So these three are in
lot
fact
of gorgeous
conspicuously
people.
beautiful. They really, like they're odd, but they really are all head turners. Yes.
Yeah.
And we heard what Saint Valentine was wearing 2 weeks ago, but tonight, what couture is he entertaining in?
I'm wearing a lot like what I'm wearing. It's very like Melrose 2004. Like I probably got like a trucker hat, like a blinged out like trucker hat. It says like Von Dutch on it or something. And
It's
all
of this.
affliction and just bro stuff, you know. And I'm probably wearing like a chain, like a big like ice, you know, like a kind of wrapper sort of chain that looks like a big set of blinged out fangs. Yeah, I look very, very, very Melrose, circa 2005 or so.
What did you get for your the results of your roll?
A one.
You're like, you know, like of course she's heard of you. Who hasn't?
Yeah, duh.
Right.
I was on the cover of fucking Forbes. All right.
Yeah.
So
Right.
not many people get
Oh.
there.
And one other thing, in San Diego, just in the last like 5 years or so, actually after they met, Vi started wearing her 6-shooter again, her like original. She's got a nickel butt peacemaker. Like then she started wearing it again because it was pointed out to her that everyone thinks she's doing this thing called cosplaying. So when she walks around with it, no one thinks it's a real gun.
They think you're doing it ironically, and it is an actual functioning sidearm.
You just put a little orange cap on top of.
There it is. That's it.
Apparently that's
also
what
don't
you-
really do that.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
Yeah. Right.
James is going to take a look over here at Valentina. So, you new in town?
She literally just arrived. What are you?
I've.
I saw her first.
Oh my. Don't worry, he's got nothing on you.
No worry, I don't want anything.
You always want something.
That's not entirely true.
Or kindred, don't we all?
He's a glutton like the rest of them. What were you saying?
Wow. This
I
one.
heard a few things about you. I've been hearing the others.
Have we met before?
No,
You seem familiar.
possibly, maybe, perhaps.
You remember the Lulu I told you about? Or
Yeah.
Lula.
Lula. Yes, I've been wanting to meet.
James is a friend
Oh.
of hers. A
Oh.
close friend.
Yes, indeed.
Sorry, dear. It's been a minute. Lula, nice to meet you.
Lula, so lovely to meet you.
You're very beautiful.
Oh, as are you.
Thank you. Thank you.
Your beauty radiates inside and out.
Thank you, dear. It's a long time coming. It's just a beauty regimen that I looked up.
Forgive.
Oh,
As we were noting.
no, you're so fascinating. Oh, what
I know, right?
wonderful guests.
All of you give me wits and streetwise. Not you. This is what they know
Oh,
about Valentina.
sure.
So everyone but Valentina, give me that. This is what you know about Valentina.
Okay.
So you got one, right?
Mhm.
Well, no, I'm not sure what this means. I got one. There's just a normal thing, and then on my hunger die, it's like a onk with 2 little fangs on it.
So when you get 2 of those, it's a crit. So otherwise, it's a regular success. So if you got those 2 symbols, that is 2 successes.
Okay.
Snake eyes.
I'm sorry. What's
Okay. 6 with a crit. James, you know that Valentina is a fellow Ventru of some success. She is a woman of success and status. She's got some questionable, like, vegan leaning things. Like, she kind of, like, gets off into some new age stuff that you think Lula would care about. You very much don't. But you know she is a very successful businesswoman. You got to respect that. She's got to hustle.
I think you and I could maybe talk later. Team up on a few things.
I'm always willing to talk with those that have similar, like-minded values as I.
What was it? Vegan stuff, right?
Oh, yes.
I'm all about that life. Less murder, just generally, life, live and let live.
Have you heard about my food delivery service? It's high-end.
Is it a garden?
Oh, that was just a check.
You just deliver roses or something, flowers. I'm just curious. That's all.
I'm not speaking to you. Death-free dinner.
Saw her.
Again, don't want her.
Death-free dinner.
Val, I love the name. It's great.
Thank you.
That's great.
We really kicked off in Venice, and now we're expanding to Long Beach. There are a lot of people with lots of money here.
I mean, the plants die, right?
I'm sorry?
I mean,
It depends what part you're eating. Like if you're having like apples, tree's still alive.
that's true, yeah.
Corn.
So is it just like the
Exactly.
leaves and fruits?
That,
Like,
you
it couldn't
know,
be the
you
roots,
make
right?
Such
yeah,
an
like if it was
interesting
carrots, they're dead.
point.
Dead.
Yeah.
We'll adopt that right away. I hadn't thought of that.
Letting the trees stay?
Of course.
Would you be chopping them down after you deliver?
I met Val too when I was really into like Ayurveda at the time. Yeah,
Mhm.
I found out about it in rehab, and it was just life changing. I did a cleanse. It was great.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
James, while you are sitting there, very much taking in this magnificent specimen of Valentina, you start hearing something bubbling.
Not me. Anyone else hear that?
You turn around.
Did I leave the
and
Olympic on?
You're standing outside. You're in a park. And there is some sort of like contraption that is there bubbling in front of you. It's like a still, like an old-timey still. And there is a king that is there. And he's like stirring the still.
Dude, you need help?
He looks up at you and just says, "Nyet."
Oh.
And you hear, "Hoo, how, ho, 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 ho," and old-style Texas bandits come running out of the darkness. And they're just like shooting up into the air. And the king's looking at them like, and you're back in the room.
What did you see?
Are you alright?
You absolutely know that look. You very much know when Lula's eyes start looking somewhere else.
So that
and,
was
and I'm about it. I'm super interested.
that was the weirdest shit ever. Okay, there was a king and a still, and then old timey bandits. Pew pew pew.
In a park.
In a park. In out in the open in a park
During the day?
At night.
at night. Any idea what that means?
You're on drugs.
So these visions just come to you
Yes.
then? What a gift.
I can try sometimes if I think real hard. I can make them happen. You know, just a little rousing the blood. You know,
Interesting.
what that's about. But yeah, they just pop into my head sometimes when I can't control them. That was one of those weird times. Anybody know what that
I
means?
mean, based on interpretation, they've been fairly accurate.
So you saw
Oh.
king and bandits. Ooh. Anything else to go off of, or?
Do you recognize the park?
Could be anywhere.
Pretty what do you call it? Just like vague, neutral.
It's fine. It's
Anywhere.
perfect.
There was grass, trees.
What kind of bandits?
Seemed like from like a while ago. Is it like a Wild West one?
Yeah.
Wild West bandits.
Like Yosemite Sam cliche.
I was just gonna say.
Yeah.
He'd probably be friends with him.
I'm sorry. Who are you two?
I'm Reese.
Oh yeah, hi. I'm Vi. Who are you?
Valentina Sartori.
That's very fancy.
Nice to meet you.
It's lovely to meet you both.
Why are you here?
Oh, I'm just staying with my good friend and twinsy Val.
What happened to your arm?
Also, we're
Oh, now don't be rude.
Does that mean you're staying with us? Because we're staying with Val too.
Oh, Val did let me know that there were some guests here, so I suppose we will all be staying together. How quaint.
Valentina, or not Valentina, sorry, Reese and Vi, give me wits and insight.
As long as everyone gets along, you're all welcome to stay as long.
Do I need to roll
Alright.
anything here?
Oh, messy
To
messy
notice.
too.
Messy too.
Yeah.
Let me see, what would you get?
Exclusively on
Minus
messy.
pillow.
No, that's only when it's a crit.
Cool. Excellent. Love it.
Roll the bones.
Roll the bow. You notice, in particular, Vi, when Reese said, "What happened to your arm?" There was a split second of like, but she got it back together very quickly.
Okay.
Oh, just a little scuffle. Misplaced intentions.
That's okay. We all got our scars. You can keep yours to yourself. We don't mind.
Oh, I'm sure it won't be here long. Well, what brings you all here?
Truck.
Doom.
Oh,
Well, trouble. I mean, if you're being honest,
I wasn't, but okay.
you should be though. Not too different from your situation.
oh, did you find yourselves with the lovely Second Inquisition?
What?
What?
Don't think we know what that is. What is?
Oh, you don't know what that is?
Is that the
No
thing with
need
the
to,
cross
rub it in my face or anything.
Oh,
No, because
please.
he had a cross and he had the Latin.
That was a
That
Spanish
sounds Inquisition.
thing, right?
Yeah, inquisitorial. Yeah.
Are you talking about the guy that
But it was
you
all a
murdered?
religious thing. Yeah.
Humans.
Wait, are you
Yep.
saying that?
Remember, he had a big
The
freaking cross. Huh?
Yeah, the
Mhm.
tattoo of the cross on
Just
the
a
chest,
fuck off
right?
cross.
Right,
That thing?
right.
This is pretty textbook. Sounds like, yeah, Second Inquisition.
Is that like the Spanish?
No, this is the second one.
Do they have like a
It's
motto
actual.
or anything, maybe?
Nobody ever expects it.
I don't know. They didn't. They weren't very kind with me, as it turns out.
No.
Did anyone ever happen to keep his crucifix? Because
We
that
kept
was
all
the
his shit.
okay.
Left him naked in the desert.
He wasn't using any of it really. Where is his crucifix currently?
I think I just referred to the big fuck off cross, so I might have the big fuck off cross.
Do you display the big fuck off cross in any way?
Yeah, I think I was the object working it, so yeah. That's the thing? Ring a bell?
Valentina, that's from the old country.
Interesting. This is from the deceased individual.
Yeah. Had a tat on him, Kruk Sakra Sik Mihilux.
Is there any blood on it?
Not anymore.
That's my.
Is there any blood on
It
this
was
crucifix?
it was on his person when he got shot, so surely there must be. It'd be long
Has been
since
2
dried.
weeks,
it was
yeah.
2 weeks. It'd be dry, but it would be
Okay.
on it unless.
Can
I did not
So I reach
keep
out my hand
DNA
toward-
evidence on the object.
So you say you would have cleaned it?
I mean, I wiped it, yeah.
Okay, all right. Well then it would have been clean.
Yeah, not anymore.
Did you ask that, or did you
Yeah.
like out but in character?
Out loud, yeah.
Yeah, not anymore.
Well,
But
not to be too meta. You would have arrived that night. They would have come fresh off the road with this. So I
Yeah.
would say retroactively, if you want to say you did some sort of analysis at the time,
Yeah.
It would have been.
I will allow that
Okay.
roll.
Well, yeah, I would have linked it.
There you go. I do my own stunts.
Now
I would've-
everyone
would've-
knows you have a
Wouldn't stand for it.
computer.
But they don't. Look, see? Ha-ha! Wonders of QueueTimes flattering camera placement.
So yeah, at the time I probably would have taken the rosary and done a sort of cat's cradle thing with my hands with it and kind of look at it, and then I would have just kind of licked it, basically. And then
Roll it.
Gonna go
use
right
taste
That
for blood,
Tremere
which I guess
shit.
is resolve
Hashtag
plus
Tremere
blood
shit.
sorcery.
Yeah, it's weird when it's not you.
No, I like it.
It's weird no matter who it is.
Yes.
You get to lick stuff and know things about it. Okay, that's not great.
I'm in
So I
danger.
got the skull on the hunger die.
So,
And
recall also, you can spend one of your points of willpower to re-roll up to 3 of the black dice. So
Okay.
if you don't...
Well, no, I have other stuff too. I
Okay.
have 3 of the normal ankhs,
Okay.
and then 1 with the 2 stars by it.
Mm-hmm.
That's
So that's a total of 5 successes.
That is 5 success. 4. Because you need 2 of the ankhs with stars for it to be a crit.
Oh, gotcha.
So you only have 1 of those, right?
Yeah,
How many blank dice did you have?
3.
So you could spend a willpower, especially since honestly it won't cost you anything in the grand scheme of things now.
Yeah, I
and
should.
re-roll those 3 blank ones. So you'll keep
Okay.
the other successes.
Okay.
So you already got what you got.
I got
Theoretically,
another
you could,
success.
I would say theoretically you could get a crit out of it. So how many is that total?
6,
6 total.
right? Yeah,
Mhm.
I have 5
I don't
initiative.
know.
Or no, this wasn't 5 initiative. This
Well,
only counts as 2. The one of the 2 stars that only counts as 2 if I get.
Correct. It is just one.
Only if it's a
if
pair.
there's only one of these, it's
Oh,
only 1 success.
Okay, gotcha.
So how many total?
So I have a total of 5
Total
successes
of
now.
5. Okay. So, what you find,
Interesting.
he is a mortal, or
Mhm.
was. This is now retroactive. He had no particular blood potency because he was immortal.
Immortal, not
Not immortal.
like
Okay.
immoral.
Just
and
clarifying.
Yeah, yeah.
Kids.
You did not get a crit, so you don't get any other particular insight, except, I will say, his blood tastes oddly like clean and pure. You know,
Okay.
like most people don't necessarily take too good of care of themselves. You know what I mean? A little cholesterol-y type thing, or you're like, that
Yeah.
guy's a smoker. Okay. But this guy, it's refreshing is an odd word to use, but it is apt.
Okay.
Very clean.
I don't like it though.
No, it's gross.
I don't trust anybody like that.
Clean living, friend.
Yeah.
Trust us.
Yeah.
Don't trust him.
Yeah, I'm not gonna mess with Mike Pence's blood anymore. This is gross. So
Man,
yeah,
know his
I
name.
give this back to you in disgust.
Right.
I think
Which-
he had a different
We
name
wouldn't
in
know.
his ID.
We didn't find one.
He didn't have an
He
ID.
did not
I just
have
thought he
any.
didn't have a badge.
No, he had no identification of
Never
any
found it.
kind except for the tattoo.
How'd you know his name?
Oh, it's the vice president.
He's of the
Country.
Inquisition.
No, the country.
Oh.
right now.
Oh, you were making it. Okay. I'm sorry.
May I?
Yes.
You want?
Fast forward, present day. Cleaned up crucifix, yes.
Interesting. Do I recognize this from something that they were carrying as well when I was indisposed for the past few weeks? When I was captured. that
I
is.
would say give me intelligence and insight. But you will need a number of successes because these events were quite hazy. So let's see.
Okay. But I recognize this from the old country.
Yes, definitely from the, like, this physical crucifix is absolutely from the old country.
4.
Maybe? There was a lot of religious
Sure. There was a
iconography
lot of okay.
floating around. And you've been told that some of the hunters that were there had all sorts of religious symbols on them. There were Buddhist symbols, there were Muslim symbols, crosses,
Right.
all over them.
I can appreciate that.
Mhm.
Do I?
Val, do you reveal to Valentina that purity of his blood?
Yeah. Seems this one was clean living through and through.
You were told by the people at the Maharani that the analysis that they'd done of any of the hunters they had recovered all were like that. They were all impeccable physical health.
They're
seem-
living their best lives.
They seemed like they physiologically were in their 50s and 60s, but they had the physical constitution of men in their 20s and 30s.
Interesting.
I mean, my body is a temple as well,
Right.
but just to a different god.
Of course, we all worship what we worship.
Mm-hmm.
And do I get the sense of something clinging on, perhaps? Could I maybe
Roll
see?
a little something.
Mm-hmm.
All right, hold on. Let's see here. Let me check.
If anything is still with us.
If anything's jumping out at you here. All right, hold on a second. Sorry, let me double check something on your character sheet.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, give me roll
Call it what you want.
6 dice.
Okay. Three.
Your willpower would allow you to roll 2 of those because you cannot
Right,
re-roll your
right.
blood die. If you chose to spend it, you do not have to.
I'll just stick with 3. I'm just opening up my senses here.
As you open up your senses and look at it, you don't like it. It actually is
Oh.
glowing, and very uncomfortable when you look at it that way.
Okay.
This is real consecrated wood.
Here, take this back.
Sure.
That is very dangerous, I think.
Your tone confuses me.
Well,
I thought you told me that that wasn't a thing. Like the garlic and the
It can be.
Oh.
what? Really?
It can be.
Yeah, let's not
I mean, the
have
jury's
us.
out
Some
whether it's
people have
psychological or not.
sensitivities.
if you believe it, you can achieve it.
Or,
Why would you want to achieve it?
well, that's the
not
thing is you don't have
I
a choice. If you
personally.
believe it, then maybe it works for you.
Let's just keep it in the truck.
That it didn't do anything to you, no? This.
Also, James,
Yeah.
any of the time any of you have looked at it, Cross, you never saw a thing.
That seems perfectly normal to me. It's gross. You're hanging on a
Yeah.
wall.
I mean,
You
if
turn it upside down if you go to a metal concert.
if you had a lot more of this guy's blood, maybe I could tell you more.
You expecting to guess?
Oh, it's probably just the cruises.
I'm gonna pull out my gun and duck behind a doorway.
Let me go.
More guess.
Let me go see who this is.
I'll hook my arm in Val's and go.
All right. So yeah, we trot up there.
I'm
Who
on
is-
guard.
Who this?
You're like, you know?
I think I probably do have like a little slidey. I mean, my Haven has like warding security
It's
systems. Like,
Tricked out.
It is very nice. Yeah.
CCTV,
Amazing.
everything. So yeah, I have like a little video thing I can look and see who it is.
There is a person who has their back turned to the peephole. So when you turn on your security system, you see their back. They are wearing a leather jacket and a cowboy hat and have slicked back black hair. Or they're looking towards the street. So they basically knocked and then turned and are looking back towards the street at something.
Well, that's odd. Not very courteous.
Look at this. Look at this. So I hit a button, and I have pre-recorded phrases that are not in my voice, that they're in the cruise's voice.
Mhm.
They just say like, "Hi, who is this?"
He's like, we've come to pay our respects at the church of a certain saint. When he turns his head to the side, you see that he's wearing like reflective sunglasses, but you very much like get it in profile.
Okay.
He's got dark brown skin, probably a Mexican derivation, but the very dark skin like Aztec style.
Okay.
Yeah. And then after he says that, turns and looks back towards the street.
All right. So
Do you know him?
I don't recognize him.
You never seen this man
Can
before.
I hear this or see this?
does your system come through in a way that is like loud enough? That
Probably not. Probably not.
Is there a voice? Can we speak to him?
I mean, if you want to. I mean, the whole point of me having the pre-recorded voices is so we don't have to reveal ourselves.
I
but-
know, but I'm okay with people knowing me.
All right, it's all you. So I open the intercom so that
Mm-hmm.
she can
Oh,
talk.
Lena. Honey, why don't you tell us who you are so we feel a little more comfortable here?
He turns and like faces the camera straight on, which is kind of off-putting with the reflection in his glasses makes it look like his eyes are almost glowing. And he hooks his thumbs in the front of his belt and says, "You might call me Titan. I realize you got an old friend of mine holed up in there, but she herself might not even know that we some kin."
Interesting. You don't know him.
No, but apparently he knows
I
one
certainly
of our guests.
don't know him.
Do you want to take a guess? Which
Oh, I
guess?
think I could take a guess here. Look at that little cowboy hat. Oh, what was her name again?
Why? Come on.
Oh,
You're better than this.
no, thank you. Oh, bye. I think you got company.
I assume you've let your finger off the intercom.
Oh, of
when you
course.
said that, right?
Of course, of
Right.
course.
Leaned on it like, what?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My gun is still
Mhm.
Do you I point to the monitor. This person says that you might be
Do I
kin.
recognize him?
Give me wits and streetwise.
What's that streetwise?
He said his name was Titan.
I'll tell you in a second. This is a check,
You
right?
can add an extra die for that, yeah.
Boom.
Now that you've been told his name also. Mm-hmm.
4.
You know of him.
I saw it. Okay.
You're like, oh, yeah. He's from,
Yeah, I'm not here. I'm not here. I'm not.
Oh,
And then I fucking leave the room.
All right.
Oh,
I'm reborn up to
interesting.
Oh, this is getting
Oh,
more fun by the
let's
minute.
open the door.
No. That
Oh,
would make
come
me such a
on.
bad host.
Oh,
I can't
no,
do
we
that.
don't need to tell him that she's here. We can just learn a little something about your guest.
I can't say no to you. All right. Yeah, come on in. We don't know. We don't have many other guests. But you're welcome to just at least come in off the street and say hi to somebody.
He's like, so, it's my understanding that I am being invited in. Is that correct?
Yes, you may cross the threshold.
Excellent, excellent. He's like looking like all around the house. He's like, that is quite an impressive array of defenses that you have here, Saint Valentine.
Oh, and not just the ones you can see.
Oh, I can see them all, sir. I can see them all. And he kind of
My
stops.
place is heavily warded as well.
Oh,
too.
I understood the
should we
subtext.
open this
Yeah.
door?
He's like reaches out for the handle. Were you opening it for him?
Oh yeah, it'll open. He can come into this area,
Mhm.
but I mean there are wards between this area and the rest of the haven
Airlock.
that might react.
Mhm.
This is the airlock
Are
exactly.
we in the foyer?
Yeah,
He opens
the
the
vestibule.
He opens the door and he like looks back towards the street for a moment and kind of looks up at the house again and then goes inside and closes it. And if you are coming into this area, you hear his feet fall heavily. With when his boots hit, you hear this odd clinking. He's wearing spurs. In 2019, he's wearing spurs.
You'd be surprised.
So clink, clink.
Well,
Oh, I like it. I like it.
He pushes the coat back and sort of like rests his hands on the pommel of literally 2 pistols in his belt. And he's like, oh no, this right here, it's just a habit. I don't mean to send the wrong impression. I'm not here to cause a ruckus of any kind. I'm just here to visit with, I don't know that I know who you are. You, St. Valentine, I saw you in Vegas. It was astonishing. How did I have spent the last 20 years of my life trying to figure out how you got out of that Shark Tank.
It's better if you don't know. You'll enjoy it. You'll enjoy it more that way.
He leans in and he's like, no, but man, no, but
It stops being magic once you know the secret.
Isn't he marvelous?
He is.
Simply
He is.
the
He's like,
best.
and your name is?
Valentina Sartori.
And he does take your hand and kiss it. He's like, oh, Shantae, my lady. Yeah. Like, tips his hat.
Now, what can we help you with?
He's like, no, I'm looking for Miss Vi.
Oh,
here."
not here.
He's like, that is unfortunate. I really had it on very high authority that she was in fact laying her head here. And he goes,
She did stay for a bit.
he goes, quite recently it would seem.
I mean, if you told us what this was about, maybe we could pass on a message to her. Or
He's like, I'll make a deal with you. I'll trade you. Maybe I can. You can produce that woman that can see the future. That Miss Lula. I ain't never made her acquaintance before, but I heard the stories, man. I heard that when she can just pierce the veil and see what is, what was, and what is to be. Has that been your experience?
Apparently.
Oh, yeah,
Not personally, but I've heard those stories too. I'd be quite curious to see it myself.
Let me go check and see if she's in. You want to keep our guest company while I
Oh,
go look?
absolutely.
He's like, it is rare in these barbarous times to find a woman of such genteel posture and upbringing as yourself.
Oh, I do appreciate your kind words. Where do you hail from?
Oh, I come from some distance away, and me and mine has just recently arrived in Long Beach, in light of some recent trouble down south.
Okay.
Yeah.
I've texted Vi. I will eat him. Say the word.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm gonna come downstairs and look for
Slam.
look for Vi.
I'm just smiling.
Vi, once you're like, nope, and you peace out, where do you go?
Oh yeah, so your compound, is there like a safe room or something? Or,
Yeah, sure.
or is it just
So,
a tree out back?
Oh my God, you tell me how you want to set the scene.
Well, let me ask you a question here, Saint Valentine. What manner of wards do you have in place?
There's one against ghouls.
Mm-hmm.
Let's see. Yeah, there's just one against ghouls.
Okay.
I'm trying to learn some of the other ones. But
No, I understand.
They're difficult.
Right. It's a lot. It's a whole thing.
It's
Yeah.
a lot. There's
Okay.
a lot to learn.
Right. Okay. Mm-hmm. And you go in. Yep. And you say what?
Oh, so I.
No,
Vi's
I mean,
there?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, so Vi, you knew that he was at the door. You said, "Do not let him in," and departed. And where did you go when they went to meet him?
I didn't say don't let him in. I said I'm not here,
Ah,
and then I left.
right. And where did you go? What did you do?
So yeah, so do you have like a panic room, or because that's like
Yeah.
if you have like a panic room or something like that, I'd probably go there, or I would just like literally peace out.
Well, I mean, of my own personal like lair within the Haven is probably the most secure. You know, like a motorized steel door, and like I mean,
You would not know how to work that.
Huh? Oh, it's all electronic and stuff like that.
Yep.
Yeah, that's
I
not
would
our
not
thing at
know.
all.
Nope.
But, right.
Okay,
Would
but
it-
it's open. You know.
Okay.
I don't know. You're looking for a
You're
place of
sitting in there
you're
with the
looking for a
door
place
open.
of psychological safety or actual
No, actual safety.
Is there a blanket for it somewhere?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean,
You might have like been like just hit this button like in the last
Okay.
2 weeks.
Okay,
You would have,
yeah.
like,
Yes,
all right.
sure.
okay.
Right.
So then you probably have some safe room with like cameras everywhere, and I just went in and like hit a button. It was
All
just
right.
like
So I go I go
hang
find
on.
you in
so
it.
this would have taken place while you all were interacting with Titan.
Mhm.
You all see Vi walking through the living room.
and
Yeah.
and hit
I'm
the button.
following.
You're gonna follow? Who is with us currently?
So James had stepped out to go find a shirt, and
You
when
better stay out of my closet.
Spoiler, he did not.
And I didn't give you a closet.
and when he
That's what
comes
you
back, it's actually Genevieve.
Hello, Genevieve.
Hello there.
You've just arrived as Vi goes running past, and you're like,
What's all that about?
Oh, it's actually about our new guest. Who,
Speaking of.
has just arrived, apparently.
yeah, there it is. Perfect timing. Yeah.
Back up.
Federal agents down to the ground. Reese, what are you doing when? Because this is while the two of them are talking to Titan. This exchange is taking place. So what is Reese doing?
Yeah. So I've been. I was in that room.
Mhm.
I've been nearby.
You
keeping
went
an
with
eye.
them to see
Yeah.
Titan.
I'm sort of against a back wall, not actively interacting. I was on my phone for a bit.
Got it.
I'm a person who's in this room, and the minute he makes a move,
While he is up there, after he kisses on her hand and is all flattering, he turns and looks at you and says, "I do not believe I have made your acquaintance either."
Nope. Hi.
Extends a hand. He's like, "My name's Titan."
Reese,
You give him the squeeze, right?
a little bit.
Right, not like not full bam
Not like
bam.
I'm really trying. Like I feel like I need to flex.
Right,
Just like,
right. I'm a strong boy.
right. What am I? What are you made of? Let's just.
Right, right. You give a little squeeze. Looks down. Ooh, that is impressive. I understand that you have spent the most time with Miss Vi. Is that correct?
I mean, yeah. You've been talking to friends of ours?
He pulls down the glasses and looks at you, and his eyes are jet inky black. There is no whites in his eyes whatsoever. And he says, "You just have to know how to follow the trail, really. You can learn all manner of things if you just know how to ask the right questions." He's like, "Oh, excuse me, I didn't mean to be rude there. Sometimes it gets the best of me when I get excited."
Oh, no need to hide your true self here, honey.
Oh, would be it that I could find a place where the true me could come out and flourish, but unfortunately I find it tends to go poorly when that happens. Vi, in the panic room with Alquist and Judy. Genevieve. With Genevieve and Alquist. You were looking at the screens, and you see, again, this man seeming to have a charming conversation with both Reese and Valentina and St. Valentine.
And then you.
I'm headed this. If you're all looking at the cameras, you'll see that I'm headed your way now.
Mm-hmm.
And then you had followed me as well?
Yes, because when they went to open the front door, you went for the panic room.
Okay. I'm not comfortable in the panic room. It is filled with metal, and I have nowhere to go, so I'm just trying to sit.
It is full of metal and panic.
Clarification, I'm with Alquin.
Oh, you also went up to the front door. Or are you
is
staying?
going down to the safe room, right?
Well, but remember, this is simultaneous. When the two of you went to open the front door, Vi departed to go to the panic room. I'm trying to figure out who went to the panic room with Vi.
I think that was just
Just I.
Alquist.
Okay.
Just I. Yes.
Okay.
Don't say anything. Just saying that I was there.
I mean, but are you gonna say like watching this whole thing play out?
I'm just here, emotional support currently, trying to understand what's happening. That's what I was told to shut up a bunch of times. So, the character, not me as a person, is trying to lay low for a second.
You're an emotional support venture.
Cool.
Yes.
Are you in the panic room with me saying anything, or
Yes,
just
I'm
standing
also
in the corner?
panicked in yes.
Okay.
Panicking in solidarity.
Yes.
Exactly.
So, is this with?
Yes.
So
I can't.
maybe we shouldn't be in a steel cage, ready to die.
I don't know why you're here.
I'm here for you. What do you think I'm here for?
How does it help me for you to be here?
This is why every goddamn time. You know, I'm always there for you, and you always dismiss me and do
It's fine.
your own.
It doesn't matter.
So hey, our guest.
Oh God. What does he want?
What's
So-
the thing? I feel like you don't have to tell me what's going on here, but you tell me, do I need to kick this person out?
Yes,
Or...
you should.
Okay, now I just need the vaguest of whys.
If he knows where I am, I need to know if other people know where I am, because I do not.
Of course we know where you are, sugar.
Where are you? Where down?
And right there, behind Alquin, two more women appear. in the room with you.
And
Say, you really gotta mind those doors. You got high security in here, it's true, but we can squeeze through the tiniest of spaces. Vi!
And now I know that.
Hello!
Mm-hmm.
It's been a dog's age, darling, a dog's age. One of them
I'm so
has
sorry.
blonde, thick, curly hair, is extra as anything you could see at Dollywood at any given time. She looks almost like an Old West caricature, except her clothing is all very modern and very expensive. And she's got very large rings and very sparkly jewelry. She is very excessive. The other one is much younger, at least in appearance. She might be, or at least was, 17, maybe.
Mm-hmm.
Her hair is pulled back. She's wearing no makeup. She has a completely straight face and is all business.
I ain't never bothered y'all. I stayed out your way. I want nothing to do with you.
Well, we understand that some people were wayward from a flock, but we have come to call upon you in a spirit of solidarity.
It was made very clear to me that I was not part of your flock, and I never have been.
Well, that is the problem that we've encountered is we've recently lost some members of our flock, including our shepherd, and we are seeking their safe return, and we have come to do some, shall we say, cause some targeted unrest until we get the response that we're looking for. Not in here, sir, mind you. We mean no harm to your fair establishment. Could we speak to our sister perhaps in private?
That's the thing, though, is your sister is in my establishment and doesn't want to talk to you.
Meanwhile, in the lobby, Titan looks around at all of you and he's like, and I don't believe I made your acquaintance yet, ma'am.
Hello. Genevieve. Nice to meet you.
Oh, Genevieve, Enchante, and he kisses your hand also. And he's like, very nice to meet you. Such lovely people y'all all have here. It's great. I don't really... This does not seem like a not comfortable situation to have this meeting. All of us just stacked up in this foyer like this.
The host is attending to business. We wouldn't presume on his space.
Too true. It's not our place to invite you in, unfortunately.
We're happy to keep you company, though.
Well,
Yes, so happy.
I do have to mind the old rules of hospitality, correct? Far be it from me to offend anyone. He like just stops and looks at you for a moment and like leans in and he's like, oh, now that's interesting. That is interesting. I've never seen such a thing. You have such a whirl of activity about you. Were you aware of that?
Some of us are.
He lowers his glasses again, and you see his inky black eyes. And it's hard to tell whether he's staring or not, because there is no pupil as such. And he's like, God damn it, you're Miss Lula, aren't you? I didn't expect you to be so modern. Could you tell me my future, Miss Lula? Can you tell me what will be so?
Lula's in there somewhere, but I also have the ability.
Oh, I did not mean to be rude. How might I address you properly?
Genevieve, darling.
Genevieve. Again, Titan. I apologize. Tip of the hat. How might I go about gaining some insight from you?
What is it you would like to know?
Just what is coming. My sisters and I are on a bit of a crusade, you might say. My brothers also, although I've lost touch with them. They are long and gone, but not forgotten.
Do you have an item of theirs, perhaps?
He stops for a second and he says, if I may. He reaches towards the gun and he slides it out very slowly. He's like,
Yep.
Yeah.
I understand the volume.
He turns it over, and it is a Colt Peacemaker, identical to the one Vi carries. It says, I was gifted this by my brother Ajax. He has not communicated with me in some time, And he's about to hand it to you, and he stops, and he slides it open and drops the 6 bullets out and tucks them in his pocket and spins it and like slams it closed
You're
and hands it to
smarter
you.
than you look.
I've had an eventful life.
I'm going to
So
activate spirits.
roll it. Now, down to underneath, the one with the blonde curly hair says, yes, so we've called upon you, Vi, in a newfound spirit of solidarity for those of us that come from a common source, you might say, and have been grievously misplaced from our homes.
I'm sorry that you have been so misplaced. I do not know what I could possibly do to help you. I wish you luck, though, on your quest, and ask that you leave me be, as you have done now, for quite some time.
The younger one steps right up to you, right inside your bubble, and it's like, so we're coming to you asking for your help as a sister, and you in turn to turn us away into the cold.
You are not my sister.
She's like, oh, but am I not? Am I not? Look deep into my eyes. And when she does, her eyes turn bright red. It's like, are you sure we ain't kin of some sort? Saint Valentine, what are you doing while this exchange? Because she's
I'm trying to
right
watch
here.
I'm trying to watch both of their body language, and I'm particularly like just trying to look for any signal from her that she wants things to go any differently. But I'm also in a kind of a difficult position because if it's violence time, that's her strength, not mine.
Violence time is violence time.
Exactly.
That's our first hashtag of the game, but by no means the last.
So yeah, I'm just kind of watching to see how things go down, and for any sort of signal from her.
You after a tense moment, the blonde-haired woman says, puts her hand on the younger one's shoulder and says, I apologize for Dione. She's of a new and modern slant that doesn't understand our genteel ways. Again, my name is Mimus. I don't know if you remember me. You may have never even been told about me, which is a real shame. There's a great deal you were unaware of. And she kind of gently pulls the other one back by her shoulders. And she says, now, again, I don't mean to be rude, nor do I mean to be threatening. It would just be a real shame if what's coming were to play out in such a way that reflected negatively upon you.
Hold on, I have an out-of-character question.
Yes.
Well, you rolled, what did you get?
As she's
5
looking
successes.
at the gun, can I be looking at him with the same sight as earlier?
You absolutely can. Roll your 6 dice. 5 successes. You know. Spirit's touch. Okay. So, 5 successes, you say, right? You will be able to know 2 things about this item. It has been used recently. This weapon has killed many people, kind and kindred alike, for a very long time. It has taken a number of lives. And you also know that it has recently been at a very big party. There's gardens. It's very beautiful. And you get the distinct twang of very old country music playing. Hard to place.
That's very strange. Was there anything specific that you wanted to know about it?
He's like, oh no, I know the provenance of this weapon. It has been my solitary companion for a number of years. I just want to know, I've been told you are an oracle of some such. What is coming for us? Because we are here now to speak to our sister. I believe by now," he pulls out a pocket watch and flips it open and says, "My sisters should be discussing matters with her as we speak," and flips the watch closed and tucks it back down.
4 successes, by the way.
Okay. What would you like to know about him?
Is there anything surrounding him coming off of him? Does he seem like he's in this... travels just within this?
He does seem to be a normal kindred, but he's right. There is an unusual cloud of activity around Genevieve. They have a very, very busy aura. It's like bugs. It's like bugs around a light. There is an unusual hum around them. Yeah, but he himself is a standard kindred.
I would also like to activate another premonition.
Okay. How many successes?
I did not roll it yet.
Okay. Yes. Back downstairs.
You have come in uninvited to this location. They were not. To ask for my help. After leaving me to whatever fate I was meant to have for over 100 years. And you're offended that I don't trust you?
I didn't say anything about trust. I said that we some kin, and the Lord moves in mysterious ways. Vi kept you clear from the troubles. She's like, "Look, hey, if I may," and she pushes her shirt back, and she's got saddlebags, like holsters, but modern, very well handmade, actually. And she pops it open, and she slides out what looks like a rolled up piece of parchment and a gold brick the size of this. And she puts them down on the nearest table. And she says, "Read it should you decide you wish to do the right thing. You'll have an opportunity to. Also, I left my phone number on there also, so you could call me if you like." And she turns and looks and says, "Mr. Valentine, I'm afraid we have darkened your door long enough. If we might be permitted to leave."
Why don't you go out the way you came in?
She's like, "Fair enough."
If St. Valentine feels he would like to help you in your cause, I have no problem with that, but hear this. What kin I had are long dead, and y'all are none of them.
The young one, who she still kind of has by both shoulders, she says, "I'd been told you were some sort of a spitfire. I didn't make you for a coward." And when she says that, even the blonde one tenses, like, "Oh no." Like,
Listen, little girl, you come to test me? That's fine.
she sort of smiles, and when her lips curl back, you can see her fangs have come down. And when it happens, the Mimus like, no. We're among friends. We're all friends here." And goes back and opens the door. And when she opens the door, while he's standing there, he just goes, "Oh, they're coming this way now." Yeah. "You're not quite as sharp as you think, you know. I can tell you're very fast, prepared to pounce on me at a moment's notice, but if we'd wished it, Vi's head'd be off her shoulders right now. Gotta learn to see the larger picture."
I'll keep it in mind next time.
Now, it's just a peaceful acquaintance. We mean you no harm.
Nor do we mean you any. I believe by now our message will have been delivered. You might find it of some interest. How many successes? 6. This time, you're in the park again, but the edges of it are on fire. And in the middle, there is a crowd a crowd of spectators of various ages, sizes, inclinations, men, women, young, old, all kinds of people. And the person standing next to you says, "Well, that's interesting, isn't it?" And she turns and looks at you, and she doesn't have a face. And then you're back.
That was very odd. So, you wanted to know a bit about the future. I'm not sure if it's future, present. Does the park being on fire and people not having faces mean anything to you?
It does indeed. It does indeed. By the way, if I can introduce you to my sisters, this is Mimas and Dione. And they very much are like, the Mimas is like saying something in her ear, like the stern mother, like, and when she sees you all, when you walk up, it's like, oh, hello, I apologize for my misdirection.
Uninvited guests.
Well, we were invited,
You
but
were.
about to depart.
We didn't have the pleasure.
No.
Hopefully we will have the opportunity in the future, though. And the girl, again, just like stares daggers through all of you. And she especially stops in front of you and is like, "You the tough one?"
Want to find out?
She's like,
Oh,
and both both are like, no. That is not why we are here. That is not our
We are
intent.
wrong.
And he kind of pushes her, like physically shoves her towards the door. And she turns and opens it. And when she squeezes the handle, it goes, and like bends while she's squeezing it and goes, "Sorry," and pushes the door open and leaves. And he looks down
I'm
at
glad
it.
I wasn't there to see that.
He looks down at it, and he reaches behind him and pulls out a money clip like this and pops it open and like peels off a few hundreds and puts it on the floor. And he's like,
Oh.
"Please apologize to our host."
no need, good sir.
He just
Well,
puts it on the floor.
He didn't want to touch anybody right now. He's like, "I apologize for my sister's outburst. She's young. She doesn't have the proper seasoning just yet."
We understand.
He says, "Do please give my regards to Miss Lula. Her work is legendary."
I will pass the word along to her if you want.
Sorry, I do apologize. It takes me a moment to come out, but Genevieve is just as good at telling the future and reading things as I am. How are you?
He's like, "Miss Lula," and Mimas puts her hand on his shoulder and is like, "It's time for us to depart, darling. Miss Lula, I apologize that I did not make your acquaintance either.
Yes.
You all will please have to excuse us." And she closes the door.
Toodaloo.
And that's probably a good place for us to go to break. So we're going to take a little 10 minutes here of bio breaks, drinks, decompress, and then we will come back and finish. So again, I wouldn't be me if I didn't out how the production works behind the scenes. So now I'm just stalling until our production wizards here at QueueTimes can tell us we've gone to break. So it's a nice day. Thank you for tuning in. All right. We are back. Long Beach by Night. Episode 1, Long Gone Forgotten, by the way. I don't know if we gave the episode title. So, now that you all are there and have seen them make their departure, what would you all like to do?
I'd like to start by apologizing. I feel like I've been a bad host.
I
and
agree.
Oh no.
I should have discussed what our best practices were for access, that kind of stuff. And I want you to know I feel bad.
Did they hurt you? Did they mess with you?
I'm just gonna walk over to the table and grab the paper and then hand it to Valentine.
All right, so I take it and I read it. What does it say?
It is tied in a bow. It is, again, very old parchment, but very new writing on it. And there's a couple of pictures that are tucked into it also.
Okay.
Right at the top, it says, "To Tiger Lily," which, Vi, you know, is what he used to call you in times long past.
He being him?
Him.
Okay.
Used to call you Tiger Lily.
Okay.
It says,
It's very clear.
there is, I mean, it's clear to us.
Communicates what
To the ones that know.
Foreshadowing. I guess there's no need to narrate in a southern accent. It says,
You
there
can if you
are,
want.
I'm like,
But I want to find out what Foghorn Leghorn is.
it's true. It said, well, I say there are some negative dealers. You might call them literally dealers. No.
Okay.
It says that there are kindred in the nearby area. They are they're located right outside DeForest Park, which are both making and distributing drugs to the people in the neighborhood. They are particularly potent substances that are highly addictive, and they are responsible for several overdose deaths and are going to call too much attention to themselves. And there are 3 pictures. There's a picture of a house.
Mhm.
There is a picture of a couple of guys in front of it wearing tracksuits and gold chains. They look incredibly cliche, but that is what they're wearing.
Are they squatting?
With a toothpick? Yeah. And there is another picture of a car parked outside, which is like a late model Cadillac lowrider. And there is a couple of tatted up Latinos kind of sitting in the car, like looking around, parked in front of the house.
Okay.
And down at the bottom, it says, "The right thing is the right thing." And that's the letter. And an address.
So I can share this with everybody? All right. So it appears we're on neighborhood watch duty, ironically enough.
Oh, aren't we always?
Yeah. If only the homeowners association know how much good we're about to do in this neighborhood. So there are some drug dealers who are like us, and by us I mean vampires. And looks like we're supposed to take care of it. Why is this a problem? You didn't seem happy to see these people to show up and give us our grand
Yes, who
quest.
were they?
My past with them seems very unrelated to their
Oh,
request.
nothing's unrelated.
I think I was just an in to get to you, clearly.
Alquist, you noticed the gold bar sitting on the table that was given with the letter.
Of course.
You know in particular that is from 1874 in San Francisco.
This is from 1874 San Francisco.
Oh, it's quite specific that they paid that way.
It is very old, but it is like immaculately cared for. Like it's shiny. You can see yourself reflected in it. But that is a very old bar gold.
Would I know anything else? Like, I know that gold is my thing.
I mean, yes,
Well,
gold.
gold.
Gold is in fact your thing. You
This
can
is
give
where my head
me-
went to.
Yeah.
that's where we're
I
supposed
think
to
the
be.
implication is
I
that
was a
there's
gold
more
miner.
where that's coming from.
You can give me, Alquist,
Yes.
give me your intelligence and investigation.
That will be.
Because I don't think which is higher, your investigation or your academics, whichever's higher.
Academics
You
is
can roll
higher.
whichever's higher. Okay.
For
Yes.
sure, since investigation. No, they're
Oh.
exactly the same.
I was just gonna say I don't know that we need to get into my relations.
You don't know that?
Are we telling stories now? Maybe we should start with your arm.
What about it?
I do.
I mean,
want
if
to
we're
know, too.
sharing, maybe we should start a little sharing circle.
I
Get to
like
know each
that.
other
I think
more.
that's good. Let's do that.
Oh,
Two seconds.
sharing is so important for cleansing one's soul. I'm all for it.
My soul's fine.
Oh,
Thank you
look
very
at me. I
much.
didn't want to know.
This is the best girls' night I've had in a very long time. I would like you all to know just how much I'm enjoying this.
I
So
mean,
this gold bar, what's up with that?
Again, with 2 successes, again, you don't know anything of his
San
province
Francisco
other than
gold.
the fact San Francisco, 1874, and it is definitely real.
It's quite nothing.
I think all that matters is that these lovely rude people showed up to your home and offering us a job, and
Not so rude, in my opinion. Very charming.
They barged in and tried to take.
I didn't see that.
What
They
exactly?
could have done a lot more than what they did. They didn't come here to fight.
I have
They
no
did
doubt
come here
they
to
could have
demand.
taken care of us had they wanted to.
What?
They were very kind to us.
That's
Maybe
like-
you just didn't speak to them in the nicest manner.
Did you ever see a bad family have a bad family and everything looks normal when the friends come over? Whatever we saw doesn't mean that's what she's ever experienced.
They are not.
What
my family.
insightful.
Why is there any downside to us doing this?
It's entirely up to you. You
No,
are your
yeah.
I
own.
mean, you know how I feel. We need connections.
Mm-hmm.
Cleaning the streets of drugs, we could bring so many people to the light. I'd be happy to guide these lost souls.
I mean, and if there's a drug trade in this neighborhood, I want to be behind it.
What do you think, Genevieve? You were the one who had the vision.
Hmm.
The drugs are the still, the dealers are the bandits. I think we all see that.
Oh yeah, did you see any of these people in the picture in your?
Did I?
There's no specific individuals.
So in the crowd, there's none of those faces that I recognize from the crowd that I saw in the vision.
Oh, the crowd and the vision were ghosts.
Ah,
Sorry if I didn't make that clear. That was,
that's new.
yeah.
Wow.
That's why one of the women had no face. She was a ghost.
In
Apologies.
the vision that I saw,
So to make sure that I clarify, in the first vision, with the still, with the king, with the bandits, those were physical, biological people. The second vision, where everything was on fire and a crowd was watching it happen, they were ghosts.
I will relay that information as such.
Hmm.
So no, I don't think that they were drug dealers. I mean, unless they're undead drug dealers, which is, I mean, quite interesting. I mean,
Very much a thing.
would you like to check that out? I'd like to
You
check.
know, I'd like to be that.
I would love to look into this.
Don't tell me you're not interested in diversifying your portfolio.
You. I don't like you.
Yes, maybe this could redeem you. a little
Redeem
bit.
me. You and your vegan things, I swear. I say, fine, let's just see what they need, since this is apparently going to be too...
I've outlined what they need. Are we going to do this? Are we going to go bust up some drug dealers?
That's what I mean. Like, let's just...
I've been getting a bit hungry.
I think spilling blood of some deserving kindred is a nice way to spend an evening. It's a good way to bond. We've clearly gotten off on the wrong foot. And I
On the
apologize
wrong
for that.
foot.
I just.
I bear you no ill will. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay.
We're
Do
cool
we
here. I
have
see
to?
everybody's cool.
No, I mean, that was me. Apologize. Okay, whatever.
What are you apologizing for?
I feel like I've been rude. You have entered. I'm having a bad day.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Right. So I just, yeah, it's a good bonding team.
Bonding. That
Mhm.
sounds wonderful.
A team building exercise,
Yeah.
if you will.
Wouldn't mind practicing, you know.
May I look at some of the information about this?
Certainly. I hand over the parchment.
Mm-hmm.
All right. I would like to take some quick photos on my
Mhm.
phone and send this off to a contact, see if I can get any information on the individual's whereabouts specifics.
Well, there is an address.
There's an address
Mhm.
or any background information, any extra.
Wits, streetwise, and you can add your however many dice you've got in contacts to the roll.
Can I sense the unseen on it too while she's doing that?
You can.
We'll cover our bases.
Wits and aspects.
I will do the same.
Mm-hmm.
And I will say, good idea, Doc.
And like everybody leans in and eyes simultaneously.
Yeah.
Am I making a streetwise roll? That seems kind of
Yes.
broadly my
If you have any criminal contacts, you can add that to it.
one.
Okay.
4.
4.
You know something.
This is true. You're since the unseen. Roll one more die from some things that you might know.
I suppose I could spend some willpower here.
Okay, oh, you can spend willpower? Okay, go for it.
I'll spend.
Mm-hmm.
Seems important.
Yeah.
I have a feeling.
Mm-hmm. Vital exposition.
This was
What'd you say?
yeah. 6.
You know how things are supposed to be done in Long Beach, and this is not it.
Okay. And my context didn't send me any extra.
But that's more or less what they let you know.
Okay, they're not going about the right way.
They are not going about it the right way.
Someone else
This
is
is
teaching
not
them a lesson.
genteel.
Right, right. It's very uncivilized and ungentlemanly, dare I say. Yes, and what did you... 5? There is a second message that is written in an ink that is only revealed when you all look at it through your alternative senses, which is new. You didn't know that was a thing, and quite frankly would be very useful in your act, actually, if this were possible.
Oh, I'm never bringing that act back.
Right.
That's
I mean,
I've got real magic now. I don't need to do illusions anymore.
it says, "Come home, Tiger Lily. We miss you."
I'm going to relay that to the rest of them. Have you seen the back of this? There's something else there for you. Tiger Lily.
Tiger Lily. How cute.
I will turn on my eyes and look at the back. Are we quite done with this paper?
You're not going to burn it, are you?
No, just paper. No.
I'd like to keep it. I'd like to hold on to it.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
I hand it to him.
You, when you're holding it, give me wits and awareness, Val.
Okay. Wits and awareness is a skill.
Yes. So we're on the right hand
Okay,
column.
gotcha.
Mhm.
All right.
And include your blood die.
That's 1 success. But actually, can I spend a willpower to try to re-roll up to?
Up to 3 of the black ones. You cannot re-roll the blood die. Yes.
Okay, now I'm up to 3 successes.
You've had your fair share of props and goth things because it's kind of been your aesthetic for a while now. Even though this parchment is brand new, the method by which it was created is very, very, very old.
Oh yeah.
Like this should be yellowed and cracked and worn, and it isn't.
Gotcha. So it's been preserved in some way.
Or made recently with very old techniques.
Okay. Either way, very specific.
Well, they have friends in the SCA.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly that.
Actually.
Right, exactly. Again, how avant-garde. So in the time that you all have been here, have you acquired a vehicle that is capable of moving all of you at the same time? And if so, what is it?
I'm sure I could call something up if you don't have something, Val.
I do not. I do not.
I mean, I do have my truck is a quad cab. It'll be a little squishy, but
No.
I'm riding on bed.
okay.
Did you say no?
Yes, I did.
I mean, we're in a city. I'm sure you could.
Mm-hmm.
Great.
Alquist, have you made a point in these 2 weeks to acquire any mode of transportation?
Funny you should ask. I have so much money, and it's a good time being me. Let me tell you. Yeah, sure. Whatever vehicle, this one, any vehicle that would fit all of us. Can I get like
What is
Stretch
it?
Hummer.
Escalade?
No,
You're like
so much better.
A stretch
Can
mini.
I get a stretch
Yeah.
semi?
I will not.
I saw one earlier this week, and I want that now.
It's very low key and understated. Yes,
We are,
It perfectly fits me.
of course, is as loud as you are, and we'll leave too big of a carbon footprint. We cannot be doing this.
No,
to
that's
it.
not what I was gonna say. It just
First off, it's electric, but
low
anyway,
key.
Is it now? I would have thought that was above you.
below me. But what were you saying, Vi?
We're trying to be low key.
Yeah, no one
Okay,
will
so
expect
only
that.
one hot tub in the Stretch Hummer is what I'm hearing.
It's actually a 20-foot
I'm gonna make a
hole,
call while this
but
is
it doesn't
happening.
matter.
Get us a sleek, nondescript SUV that will fit us all.
Mere moments
With
later.
a driver.
Mere moments later, a black Escalade SUV pulls up with a matte black finish and diplomatic license plates.
I don't know why mine couldn't have been the thing, but it's okay. You will do your thing.
It's like writing
Also,
in inside
we don't
a
have
hot
to
topic.
do this.
Yeah.
We can disappear.
What are you... Of course you would just brush this under the rug. What are you
saying
suggesting?
Something? I forgot you were here still.
Oh. What would you suggest we do then?
I'm in the SUV.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
When
okay
you-
with you staying behind.
I'm just gonna ignore this and just go straight in.
When you hop into the SUV, same thing is what it in the ride when Valentina came over previously. This time, the driver has his seat like a standard SUV, but the whole passenger side seat has been removed. So the seats stretch all the way up to the front. There are, again, 3 people inside. This time there is a woman in her 40s, a man in his 30s, and a young girl that is probably in her very early 20s. There is also, where there should be a wet bar, there are several bags of blood hanging there. And in a cage, there is a live rat.
So vegan free.
And when you all come to get in,
It's
they
quite
look
nice.
up and they're like, "Can we offer you anything?"
I'm gonna lean into the youngest woman's ear, just whisper a little something. It doesn't matter. The details.
A little something, something.
A little something, and slip my card in her pocket.
She does not look you in the eye. She just kind of like the faint is like,
Mm-hmm.
and like slides it in.
Are you saying that you consent?
Yes, enthusiastically, yes.
Excellent.
Which one do you, the young woman, the older woman, or the older man?
Whichever one's closest.
It'd be the older woman, because the younger one is talking to Valentina.
Then yes, that one.
As always,
I'm
yes.
gonna take a dump.
The being fed upon is incredibly pleasurable, especially when they know what's coming. The other 2 look at her with what the rest of you would swear is envy in their eyes when they're watching you feed on her.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm actually gonna take the rat and exit the vehicle, and then go out by a tree and do my thing.
Mm-hmm.
Bury the rat, say a little prayer, and then come back to the car.
It dies a warrior's death, yes.
It dies a warrior's death.
I am
Yes.
gonna choose not to see that.
I went out for privacy.
That is true. Right.
Mhm.
The rat didn't take it personal. Like it knows what it had done that brought it to this point.
Oh,
I
sang to it before. It was calm,
Right.
and I thanked it.
It's true.
And then
Yeah.
you think.
Right.
That
Right.
made it so much better.
Does anyone else feed on the way there?
I just get into
I don't in spite of you.
the seat right behind the driver,
Okay.
where I have eyes on the 3 people, and could grab the driver if for some reason that needed to happen.
The driver is a man probably in his late 20s. He is wearing sunglasses, even though it is very much the middle of the night. He makes no effort whatsoever to acknowledge you all or speak to you all in any way. The ones in the back are very inviting. Here, can I get you this? Can I get you that? Can I help this, that? He almost could be a robot.
Alquist. Hungry?
Yes. No, I'm full. Doing just fine. What about you? Are you
Oh,
hungry?
I'm just fine, thank you.
No, please. I think you should.
I'm the one providing here.
No, but I think you should taste first.
I'm back in the car, so we can be driving. While
Yes,
we-
no, you're driving while this all
So-
happens.
Being rich
2
people.
questions.
Yes.
One of which is a general vampire question. Is it sort of a thing where you have a specific person, like a type, that you have to drink from?
That is your feeding style. Like again,
Okay.
Ventru have 2 restrictions on who they can feed on, but it's
Yeah.
whatever your feeding type is that you selected. That's what dictates.
From your predator type?
Yeah, your predator type.
Okay,
Yeah.
so I gotta look
Mine just
that,
gotta be
look that
sexy.
up.
Some
like
types
a-
are all obligatory, but
Yeah.
not all the ones are.
Yeah, some are more restrictive than others. Like Lula is a consensualist as long as the person says yes, doesn't matter who they are.
But
Um,
they can't with a non-consent type.
Exactly.
Which
So
I
literally
had a
can't.
question about that.
Yes.
There's nothing in mine that says like I can't have any kind of bagged blood or anything like that. So I assume a bag
No,
can't
you-
give consent, but it's not.
Does it not overtly say consensualists can't have bagged blood? I know
No,
others
it
No,
can.
it's
No,
just
it doesn't.
Okay, yeah.
exclusion
We can't-
non-consenting mortals.
Yes,
Venture
it's
can't
only
have
just
bad blood,
So
right?
bagged blood would be fine.
Yes, you
but-
could have bagged blood. Yes. Ventru cannot have bagged blood.
That's what I thought.
Why
Plus, it's
would
all
you
how
want
you
I was like,
define consent, right?
Right, that's true. Hey, they might have given the blood on like they knew they were getting blood taken, so
They
there you
gave
go.
blood on purpose,
Consent's
yeah.
implied. Right. Yes. What was your second question, or was that both? Of them?
No, my second one is how do you feel about like
I'm for it.
interpersonal, some things that would be considered player versus player, I guess, in some games.
Oh, do it.
It is.
Okay.
This
This
is a
is
game
all
of personal horror.
Player
It
versus
Alright.
goes where it goes.
All right, so I think I want to. I'm trying to decide whether I want to eat or not,
Mhm.
and then I see this whole exchange between the two of you, and I think I want to use Extinguish Vitae on Alquist here.
Take the piss out of it. a
If you
little
weren't,
bit,
if
huh?
you weren't, if you weren't hungry before, you're gonna be now.
Oh,
well, here's
yes.
so you, Alquin, are gonna roll your intelligence plus your blood sorcery.
Okay.
Alquist, you are gonna roll your stamina plus composure.
Stamina and composure.
Mm-hmm.
Can I like use like
jeez.
fortitude or anything?
That
No,
does not.
for
That
this.
would not for this.
You shush.
Oh,
Spending a willpower to reroll
I love me some
3.
blood source.
Wow.
Okay.
Thanks so much.
Running up the
wait,
score.
So is this the right amount?
Yes.
Thank you so much. I
You're
appreciate it.
welcome.
I got 4 successes.
So you need to beat 4.
One,
Nope.
2, 3.
Nope.
You did not crit, correct?
I did not crit.
Then your hunger increases by 1. And while you're there, Alquist,
God, I hate you so much.
telling Valentina
this.
that you're like, everything's fine, and you feel like that old familiar growl kind of start to bubble up inside of you, and it's like, why are we even here with these people? Look at this place.
That's like my
This-
baseline.
This car is a 2017. It is an insult that you're in this place at all.
It's
Don't
true.
they know who you are? Don't they know that they should be bowing down in front of you? You are
God, I
king.
like you. You need to be around way more often.
Oh.
Are you all right, Alquist? You seem disturbed.
No,
Yes.
I'm fine. There's some bag blood. I know you love that, right?
Me.
Um,
You presume to know what I love.
Make an intelligence plus occult roll. Now remember, replace another black die with another blood die. Now that your hunger's increased. Saint Valentine, I assume, are you trying to hide that you've done this?
What is
Huh?
Are you
Just
trying to
assist?
hide the fact that you've done this?
Oh, no.
Or you want him to know?
Oh, yeah. I'm locking eyes with him and all that kind of stuff.
Oh, look at
I want
this.
him to know that, like,
Oh, if you want it, then you don't have to roll. If he's not trying to hide it, then you absolutely know. Then
And
yeah,
so that
then-
it's also obvious to the rest of us.
yeah.
Yes.
This is why I've
Oh,
always adored
please
you,
make
Val.
him roll. It would have been a great roll.
Was he the best you'll fail in the car?
It was
Like,
just
those two bullets, two. That's just. We're almost there. It's again.
It's
My
fine.
patrons are all like, please make him roll the 2 blood dice. I'm like, no. There's time. Okay.
Are you certain?
Oh, I'm quite fine.
So I want to ask one of these attendants if any of them is familiar with my work.
Let's see. Again, I have a soft spot for needing them to know who you are. I get it.
Yeah. Because I think for my predator type, I need fans or worshippers. I think they need to be.
They
fans.
need to know who you are. Yeah.
Yeah.
The older one is like, I do recall your show.
Yeah, I had a 400-foot tall billboard on the side of a building on Sunset. I should think you should know who I am.
Yeah, no, I was a big fan in high school.
I'm gonna lean into to whisper into the ear of the mortal he's speaking to, and could I use either compel or mesmerize, just to tell him to adore him?
Yes.
We'll
compel.
salt, thank you.
Compel would be charisma.
Some people help, some people the other thing.
Compel would be charisma in dominate. Mesmerism is manipulation in dominate.
I'll do-
Compel will not require a rouse check. So if you're afraid of your own blood increasing, Then,
No, I'll do mesmerize.
All right, then a rouse
So,
check.
I'm fine.
Okay.
I'm in control.
Hmm.
So manipulation.
Manipulation and dominate.
Oh boy, that's a 1.
Luckily for you,
Luckily.
he is immortal and defenseless. So he just sort of like, you're like, adore him. And he's like, oh man, yeah, no, the billboard. Like I had the poster on my wall. You know, and I grew my hair out. Like I mean, you can't tell now, but like it was so cool how you had it back then. You know, and it's like
Yeah, there was a good community, and I gave a lot to that community. You're part of that community, right?
Yeah, no, absolutely.
So now
like,
it's your turn to give back.
just-
and I hand him a wine glass.
Yeah,
Where did you get a wine glass from?
oh
From
no,
the wet bar.
yeah, they have
He's a
glasses.
magician.
He's like, oh, but you like it? Oh, okay. He reaches in his front pocket and he pulls out a small razor and nicks his wrist and begins filling it.
Nice.
And while it's there, he's like, for the life of me, I don't know how you got out of that 18-wheeler before it exploded. Like, they had cameras on all sides and on the bottom. Like, I mean, I thought maybe it was mirrors, but and he fills it up completely. And he's like, oh, sorry.
All right. So I taste the blood. Does it taste good?
It tastes like he knows who you are.
Is it real good? Okay. If it's
Plus.
good, if it's good enough, I lean over and I whisper in his ear and I go, 3 of the tires on the truck were foam.
He's like,
I'm gonna take that wrist and just lick it close.
technically you can't lick it close because you didn't inflict
Damn.
the wound on him, but you can get one extra little taste of the
Well,
blood.
I'll just have
Yeah.
a little
And
taste
he-
for fun then.
Yeah,
For funsies.
Yeah, for face like,
you don't
oh.
stop for a taste.
He's
Just
like,
go
"Thank
all
you,
the
ma'am."
way.
After he
I
tells him
don't
that the
need
tires
to.
are foam, I'm going to do cloud memory on him and go, it was all real.
Yeah.
Never give away your secret.
That wasn't a real secret. That's only the first layer of secrets. They think they know the secrets and they stop asking for the real secret.
As you all make your way across town, yeah, you
So
arrive.
does that remove my hunger die?
So it will get you down to 1. The
Unless
only
you
way to
wanna
get to
murder.
0, yeah, is to take their life. The last beat of the heart.
I'm
All
going
of
to
you.
preface before anyone starts drinking, I would rather that there were no deaths in this car. Please and thank you.
When you say I'd rather there was no deaths, the 3 humans like visibly tense a little, but don't do anything. Like they know what this is, so they just sort of like. All of you give me wits and insight, except Reese. Sorry, this is we're looking to see if they notice
Oh
something.
yeah.
Mhm.
Oh, I notice.
Yeah. You,
Oh, yeah, well,
yeah,
then
you
you
get
know.
it for free. I mean,
Yeah.
I think I told you more.
You know,
yeah,
you know
yeah.
exactly what this is.
Yeah.
And then where's here?
Wits and insight.
I got 2.
Okay. 2.
None.
Oh, I wish that had been a bestial failure.
2.
2. This would have been the time for it. You're like,
There's willpower.
yeah, bruh.
So
And
no deaths in this car.
Yeah, Reese seems edgy, but Reese always seems edgy. Yeah, you're just like, maybe they just want to fight. I don't know. Yeah, same thing. It's like, I mean, but they very much seem like they're about to like put their fist through the wall. Yeah. The car drives about 15 minutes from your haven to the area of North Long Beach on the east side of the Los Angeles River,
Yep.
between Long Beach Boulevard and the 91 freeway, where DeForest Park is located. As you all make your way off the road, the driver pulls up about a block away from the house in question. You can see it is a 2-story house. It is very nice, very suburban. It would seem unremarkable under different circumstances. In fact, in front of it, there is a white painter's van, and sure enough, there is a large pot-bellied man in a tracksuit with a toothpick kind of standing out by the mailbox, looking back and forth. You have Auspex, you also have Auspex. I mean, Since the Unseen or no?
I have Since the Unseen,
Since
yeah.
the Unseen. While you all pull up and you're like, great, cool, you all notice across the street, DeForest Park, the 3 of you that have otherworldly sight is terrible. It is overrun with ghosts that are fighting and scratching and screaming and clawing at each other. And while you're all looking, you hear, boom! A woman appears on the side of the car, and she doesn't have a face. And all of you hear the pound on the glass and turn and see nothing.
Is anybody else seeing any of this going on? This can't just be me.
No. Yeah.
And that's actually a good place for us to stop right now.
What?
So
Already?
there you go. That's how fast
Already?
the time passes. I know. Yes. So
But
again,
Dave, I want to find out what happens.
I know. Tune in next week. Thank you guys for tuning in for our episode 1 of Long Beach by Night. Again, I don't know if we said outright this initial story at least is going to be 4 parts. We are going to have a number of guests, some of which you definitely know, and we're going to find out some silky smooth and uneventful stories in the streets of Long Beach where it's fine. It's fine.
That's fine.
It's fine.
Everything's fine.
Again, I know we kind of we cut our introduction in half, so I'm gonna give it to you guys one more time to say who you are. We'll give you the short who you are and where they can find you while they're waiting over the next week here.
Hey, I'm Alquin Gersh. You can find me as Different Elves, different_elves on Twitch and Twitter.
And a little show.
Oh, a little show. Oh, yeah, you're right. We're Alive Frontier is back, which is actually where Dave and I met on that show. So if you like me or Dave or both of us, we'll go watch We're Alive Frontier. It's on Monday nights, 8 p.m. Pacific on Geek and Sundry's Twitch, twitch.tv/Geek and Sundry.
And we're both very different on this show.
We are. We're such buddies.
We're murder bros, though. We are
Yeah.
murder bros. Yes.
I'm Ash. I'm not on that show, but I like it. You can find me at Astronaut44 on Instagram or Moonclad_Ash on the Twitters.
I'm Sam Dleb. You can find me on Twitter at Tchaikovsky, ChaiKovsky. Catch me on Mondays on Plunders and Blunders, the D&D adventure podcast I do with my friends. On Fridays, coming up in a couple weeks on this channel, on October 18th, is going to be the premiere of Geist Before the Gate that Eric Campbell is running for me, Markia McCarty, Xander Jeanneray, and Ravenny Domse. Oh, I have a good supernatural month here at QueueTimes. And also, we are off this week, but next week, after Vampire, hit up Saving Throw Show at 5 p.m. PDT for Tempting Fate, where we shenaniganate. It's gonna be a real good whiplash tonally. Have fun.
High level shenanigans.
That might actually be my new favorite word. I am Melee. You can catch me on all the socials. Melee Damage. Melee is MAYLEIGH. Thank you guys for watching. You probably know me from some of the streaming that I do with Dave. We do Elder Scrolls. We
On your Twitch.
on my Twitch, and I play with him on a lot of the Patreon games. Yes, so thank you for coming and seeing my crazy shenanigans.
Hi again. I'm Josephine McAdam. You can find me on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, wherever. JCVIM. I will be on ttrpg this week on Geek and Sundry's channel as we continue Hack the Planet, which is a 90s terrible hacking skills demonstration. And also, if you are looking or perhaps thinking of attending some horror film festivals, Telluride and Nightmares Film Festival will be showing Scare Package, which is a horror anthology film that I'm in. And if you can find the Mortuary Collection anywhere too, though I think the US film festivals are over, but look overseas, I'm in that as well. So check them out.
Hi, I'm D'Artagnan Mataliano, and you can find me at Mataliano at all the socials. Or you can do it like that, you know? Currently, I'm just on this show right here, but I'm doing some theater stuff, so if you're in the LA area, then probably come support that. But other than that, I'll see you guys next week.
Yes, and again, B. Dave Walters at all the socials. And if you like this and would like to actually do this with a not insignificant number of us, hit up patreon.com/B. Dave Walters. Also, some friends of mine over at McStabber Studios are going to be following us soon. This weekend they were on Saturday. Next weekend they will also be following us. But check them out. They are players on the Patreon, and they have their own game which they've spun off, and they're in DC, and they are Camarilla heretics.
Oh my.
But they're far enough away that it will go unpunished. So in the meantime, we will see you
Sure
back here
will.
next Sunday at noon. Thank you all.